white ball finisher and death bowler, and Sam Harper being mentioned as one of those well and truly up-and-coming players at the moment. Even being mentioned, he and Campbell Kellaway in particular, as possible test players in the not-too-distant future, given what's happening with the batting lineup with the Australian team at the moment.
No doubt about that. So, while it's not overly related what they do here in relation to red ball cricket down the track, it's just a great opportunity for particularly the southern states of Australia, and that's why we've got South Australia here, Victoria and Tasmania, because you're not going to get these weather conditions and these ground conditions in the southern states at this time of year. So it's a perfect time to be up playing cricket.
Oh, it's magnificent. Beautiful day here today too in Darwin. A little bit cloudy, but lovely breeze coming across the ground. Relatively cool conditions, but still it will be hot as the day goes on.
And we've got some warplanes above us at the moment, which is something a little bit extra and something a little bit unusual to deal with as well.
Yeah, 10 o'clock almost here in Darwin and 28 degrees. Beautiful breeze coming across the ground. Humidity about 60%, which is a little bit lower than what it was this time yesterday. So I expect that the ground is still a little bit damp.
It is a little bit. You can feel the moisture coming out of the surface when you walk around. So we're not far away from the opening ball. You can see there Sam Elliott. We talked about players that have figured prominently in the BBL over the last couple of years. Sam Elliott certainly made his mark last year. And he's going to bowl the first ball today. He's going to be bowling to Tim Robinson, the number 33. Clark and Robinson opening the batting, and we're away and running. And Elliott right on the mark, first up.
Yeah, they've been out here warming up for some time now, and as you say, straight on the mark. Interesting watching them doing their warm-up at times. They're warming up with a soccer ball, not necessarily a cricket ball.
Yeah, that's very much what Victoria does, Dominic. They play, it's a sort of a hybrid version of soccer and volleyball. And they do that every day, and they take that almost as seriously, some would argue more seriously, than the actual cricket.
I gathered that from when I was watching them. There was lots of raucous behaviour.
Oh, that was an opportunity to get one away on the onside. It comes off the thigh pad, though, so the first runs of the morning, a leg by, which puts Clark on strike. It's a perfect size cricket ground, this one. It's not too big, but you've still got to hit the ball really well to get to the rope, and certainly to clear the rope.
Very good opening batter, Katane Clark, a New Zealand A tour squad member. Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, so this is a slipping play and a gully. Plays into the onside, past the square leg umpire, and gets a single. So Clark away immediately. And you touched on this, Dominic, earlier, that both teams coming off a loss. I covered the game yesterday between New Zealand A and the Kingsmen, and New Zealand A were in such a strong position and just threw the game away. So it's one of those things in this sort of tournament, at least you can get on the horse the next day and try and make up for what happened yesterday, because that would have left a really bad taste in their mouths, the way that they capitulated under the Kingsmen's spin pressure as much as anything. Elliott again. Robinson lifts over the onside, and there's the first boundary of the innings. He bowled in a length that Robinson was able to get under, and then obviously the line wasn't good either, so really it was an easy operation for a man of this quality to play that away on the onside.
The Wellington Firebirds opening powerhouse, Tim Robinson. What a good shot that was too. I love the way he's just so steady. Really still, limited movement, bang.
So it's seen a slight adjustment in the field. More deep mid-wicket now in play. Robinson this time goes over cover. Didn't time it fully. They get one, they'll come back for two. There's Sharma doing the fielding out in the deep. So Robinson making his intentions known early in this innings.
Interesting to see how much the ball holds up in that breeze, Adam. He's hitting straight into the breeze there. And you could really see it hold up and fall short. Initial look, you're thinking, that's going for four. Strong shot though, and as you say, the intention's clear, as they should be, early stages of this game.
Elliott under early pressure. That's better, but it's runs. Well played by Robinson, opening the blade, soft hands, guiding down to a vacant third man region. That's all gone all the way. I wasn't expecting that. So using the pace of Elliott, and the timing was good. And that is an excellent start, particularly to Robinson, but also to New Zealand Day. Dominic, take us through this shot. This was very well played.
Beautiful, isn't it? Again, just nice and still, waiting for the ball to come to him, guided down beautifully, and running away. And it's been a feature of these grounds, hasn't it? They're quite quick, and for it to be that quick this early in the morning is notable. Be interesting to see how it goes as the day continues, particularly then when Victoria come out to bat. There's
a nice camber on the surface, so every time the fielder is running out to retrieve the ball, it's running away from them down the hill. Austin Anlazak will bowl from the airport end. Anlazak, one of Victoria's faster bowlers. He's young, he's just starting to make his way. He played a lot of one-day cricket for Victoria last summer. But real upside. He does really get the ball through. Austin Anlazak, he's bowling here to Clark. And it's a swing and a miss.
And quick.
Yes.
And having to do the hard work too, Adam, in bowling into that breeze. Although as soon as I say that, it feels like it's switched around.
I thought the same thing. I thought exactly the same thing. It might be a bit swirly or just can't make up its mind, but it was definitely a breeze, heading towards the airport yesterday, and it was quite strong, and it felt like it was a similar breeze today, but it may have just switched directions a little bit. And Lazark again. Clark gets a full quick ball that he doesn't make contact with. And it's just that bustling action. He rushes the batsman the way he comes in. Quick arm action.
Bit of a muted appeal there, perhaps, for caught behind. The umpire unmoved. Terrific start to his over though here, Anlazak. 2 good balls, 2 dot balls, more importantly from a scoring perspective. Clark finding him a little bit difficult to deal with.
Yes. And Lazark again. And gets another good ball. That bounced and left the right-hander. And this looks totally different cricket to the first over.
Just fished for it a little bit, didn't he? Went searching.
He did.
There he goes, looking for it. Couldn't find it, fortunately for him. Clark remains, but 3 dot balls from Anlazak, an excellent start. Elliott probably a little bit disappointed with his opening over, having conceded the 12, and gee, they've pulled that back now, haven't they?
They have. They have indeed. Anlazak, 3 dot balls in a row. And now make it 4. That's terrific bowling from the youngster.
Great fielding too off his own bowling. Very alert. Pulling that one in straight away.
Good energy from Anlazak here. You can just see with his body language, he's ready. He's ready to go.
It was all that soccer warm-up, Adam. That's what did it.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they're up and about, the Victorians. Up and about in the field as well.
Sutherland at first slip. Short ball, bladed away. There is protection. So 1 is... No, they'll come back for 2. I was going to say 1 was all they'll get, but they get 2. And again, just that extra pace, which also resulted in extra bounce that Clark wasn't expecting. He had to... He played it well, but he kind of was rushed a little bit playing that stroke.
In the end, became an easy 2 runs. Good to see some of the crowd starting to come in, some of the school groups in for the morning. Enjoying the opportunity for this top-class cricket here.
Better than being at school. Clark advances and doesn't make contact. So a terrific over there from Austin Anlazak, just 2 runs coming from it. And after a poor first over from Victoria, the second over, particularly good. New Zealand Ace sent into bat, no wicket for 14 after 2 overs, with Robinson doing most of the damage in the first over. So this is the action of Anlazak. You can see there, nice shape away from the right-hander.
Looking dangerous, isn't he? Looking dangerous. A number of opportunities there where it almost could have been. From a wicket-taking perspective, not quite.
Yes, so straight away, Victoria in the third over go to spin. So this is Sharma, so left arm orthodox. One of the youngsters on the Victorian list. He's bowling to Robinson, so this will be a good challenge. First ball very full, back to the bowler.
She's nicely blocked there too by Sharma. You wouldn't find me putting my hands in front of that, I can tell you now, Adam. That was beautifully struck and well fielded.
Robinson advances, thick outside edge. It'll go over the top of point, down towards the boundary. Will it get there? I think that was extremely well done. Very well done to keep that in play. And they get through for 3.
Yeah, that is a brilliant effort from a fielding perspective. Absolutely brilliant. Chase was hard, committed, cut away beautifully there by Robinson.
So that's Will Sutherland out there.
Well, that was brilliant.
Outstanding work from him. He'll test his back. Sharma bowls this time, and it's a one-handed stroke down the ground, this time by Clark. Again, beaten in flight, but he went through with a shot, and he'll get it to the rope. So a bit of fortune there from Clark. As I said, he was beaten in flight, but he still went through with a shot with the one hand, and with his power, was able to still get it down to the fence.
Gee, he hasn't looked comfortable at all, has he? The one hand coming off the bat there. Maybe breathing a little bit easier now that that's secured a first boundary, but he still looks under pressure.
He's 7 off 8, Clark. No wicket for 21 New Zealand A. Into the leg side, and he tucks it around the corner and gets himself a single.
Yeah, dabbed that away nicely, didn't he? And I talked about that little bit of pressure perhaps that he was feeling under. Well, best place to deal with that is at the other end.
That's right.
Because Robinson, he is looking comfortable.
Yeah, he is. He's actually looking quite menacing. 13 off just 7. Quicker ball off the pad. They'll rush through for a single. Murphy fielding around the corner there at backward square leg. One more to the total off the pad. So Robinson remains on 13. Clark on 8. No wicket for 22. No wicket for 23, in fact, with 1 ball left in the over.
Yeah, just rotating that strike nicely there.
Trying to go inside out. He's done well. So has Sutherland to knock it down. That would have been 4 out. It got past. Instead, it's only a single. So it wasn't a bad over from Sharma. It was just some good batting. As you'd expect, sort of in that power play, they want to try and get as many boundaries as possible while the field is up. And after 3 overs completed here, New Zealand A no wicket for 24.
Will Sutherland leading the way in the field there too, Adam. I mean, he's, you know, captain by name, but captain by action as well. Yes. 2 brilliant pieces of fielding in that over. You want to lead by example, that's exactly what you've got to be doing.
Yes, exactly right. He does set good standards. There's no question about that. Now we're going to have Anne Lazark again in action. Short, pulled away. Again, no timing in the shot. Behind square leg, but into a pocket of space so they can come back for 2.
Yeah, Katani Clark, he is turning the strike over and accumulating. Now 11 from 11, but has not looked comfortable, I think, for a single delivery that he's faced yet.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He's known as a destructive opening batter, strong hitter of the ball, just not comfortable as yet.
That one down leg side, and that's the first time where Anne Lazark has not been on point. Have you worked out what way the breeze is going, Dominic?
Don't ask me, Adam.
Because I haven't.
Well, it was very consistent to begin with, coming straight in at Anne Lazark, and I think as soon as I started talking about that, it's turned around and it's probably coming now sideways across the pitch.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Players will be grateful for the breeze no matter what direction it's coming from, I think.
Definitely. And Lazark again. That's better shot. And that's going to be 4. That was a very good shot. He just helped it on its way then, Clark. It wasn't It didn't make a great sound off the bat. I must confess, I thought it had just gone out to the sweeper on contact, but it was played a lot better than I thought. So that's probably the best shot that Clark's played. He's up to 15 now, and all of a sudden those numbers look a lot better.
They do, don't they? That's incredible to say you're 15 from 12. You played one good stroke.
Yes.
And that was good too. Straight out through square, straight to the boundary.
What's the response here from Anne Lazark? It's quicker outside off stump and not a wide, so the umpire perhaps a little generous there, letting that one go through. Score remains at no wicket for 31. This is the last over of the initial power play.
And Lazark certainly coming in quickly, that's for sure. Good pace on that delivery. Katani Clark getting a few siders now. Incredible to think that down the other end as Robinson has looked supremely comfortable. He's only on 13.
Yeah, he hasn't faced a ball for a while. Another quick delivery there from Anne Lazark. That was that just felt quick, that one. Extra bounce as well.
An appeal there from gully or backward point, and Sam Harper, the wicketkeeper, not interested at all. That's one player going up with a muted appeal.
Yes, you can see that. I mean, Harper's a long way back, and he's taken that at head height.
Head height, yeah, he's whipping it through.
There was a little extra bounce there. Oh, another good delivery there from Anne Lazark. So after a slow start in this over, that's now 3 consecutive dots. And if he gets out of this over here with another dot or maybe even a 1, those figures would look really good after 2 overs in the power play.
I'll tell you what, it'd make it look even better if it had a W next to that.
Yes.
The rookie paceman from Braggalong. He, as you say, didn't quite start this second over as he would have liked, but gee whiz, he's finishing it off very strongly.
Last ball of the over. Clark gets back in his crease, turns it around the corner, and he's just a single. So great finish to the over there from Austin and Lazark. His 2 overs have cost 10. And after 4 overs, the completion of the power play, New Zealand A are no wicket for 32, so going at 8 runs and over. So about par. The key is they haven't lost a wicket, so that certainly gives them a strong platform to build from.
I think both teams really be pretty happy with how they've started. Victoria would love to have taken a wicket, of course, but New Zealand with 32 on the board after the 4 and no wicket, probably in the ascendancy at this stage. And even 8 runs and over so far. Katani Clark beginning to look a little more comfortable, 16 off 16, and Robinson somewhat starved of strike in the last over or so, 13 off 8.
Yes, and he's still down the non-strikers end, Dominic.
Incredible. Katani Clark just said, hey, I need to see the ball, I'm going to. Well, he's got to face Will Sutherland now.
Yes, the big skipper on for the first time. Bowling to Clark, who chops away on the offside. Out into the backward point region. They're going to come back for 2. It was a good throw from Rogers coming in from the deep, but equally it was exceptional running to come back for 2. And I kind of got the feeling that Rogers might have been surprised by that they did come back.
I'll tell you what, his throw was whipped in pretty quickly and beautifully taken by Sam Harper. Down low, but Katani Clark, he made his ground quite easily in the end. On to 34, building very nicely here. The New Zealand A squad.
A couple of little changes in the field. Sutherland again on the approach. Clark driving firmly. Again out to Rogers in the deep. This time he runs around just that little bit quicker. He was on his toes that time. No chance for a second run. So 1 more to the score. Clark to 19. New Zealand A no wicket for 35.
You could see that little lift in intensity from Rogers out there, couldn't you? You really could. As soon as a shot was played, he was off like a rocket, had the ball in his hands and whipped it back in. Good cricket all round.
Robinson on strike for the first time for a while. He tries to lift away on the onside, hits the pad, they don't get a run. He's really targeting that backward square leg. We saw a 6 last night, Dominic, that cleared the training facility with that curved roof. One of the young Bangladeshi players. Absolutely spectacular, particularly at night. You could just see the ball. It was like a meteor, the white ball in the night sky. Just keep going and going and going. He tries again there, Robinson. Again off the thigh pad. They might be able to come back for 2 here because it just ballooned away on the onside and Murphy had to come in from the boundary. So they were able to come back for 2 leg byes.
Gee, that's good running, isn't it? And you could see right from the moment there, Tom Robinson, off he went. Had the 2 in his mind all the way along, rocketed back for it. There's nothing that Murphy could do.
No, there was no stopping 2 there. No wicket for 37. Cut in the air. Rogers is a chance here. It's close to the boundary. Rogers catches it, throws it up, catches it again. First wicket for Victoria.
Oh, beautifully done. Gee, Tom Rogers, he's been involved in the field, hasn't he? Just in the last few deliveries, been in the action, and that is a beautifully taken catch.
The key to that was the composure. He is an experienced fielder out on the rope. You can see here he knew where the rope was, caught it and quickly threw it up in the air before his momentum carried over the rope and then was able to comfortably take it on their second catch. So well done by Rogers and Victoria. Sort of a product, Robinson's dismissal of just being starved of the strike after such a strong start. He was caught there by Rogers off the bowling of Sutherland for 13, New Zealand A 1 for 37.
Oh, Tom Rogers, he takes a Glenn Maxwell special out there, doesn't he? Just did it absolutely magnificently. And again, I was here early and I was watching them train, and they were training exactly that before this match. So it's wonderful to see that practice put into play, quite literally, and it results in the loss of New Zealand's first wicket. So well done there to Tom Rogers. But yeah, Robinson just got himself starved, as we talked about a number of times. So first wicket falls for 37, 1 ball to come in Sutherland's over, and the captain having an immediate impact.
I think, Dominic, we sometimes take for granted those catches because they make them look so easy. We sort of don't give enough credit to the high skill involved in taking a catch like that.
No, it's brilliant. Particularly, we do have a breeze here that's swirling around.
Yes.
It's bright. I've seen catches dropped here in the last couple of days where players looking into the sun couldn't quite judge where the ball was, and that there was judged magnificently. And he did make it look so easy.
So Max Chu is the new batter for New Zealand, a wicketkeeper, top order player. He batted very well yesterday. He was one of the few New Zealanders to be able to get an innings going, but then got out at a crucial time, but still managed to make 30. So he'll come into today with some confidence.
Captain versus captain too, Adam. There's a wicketkeeper batter. Very solid middle order anchor.
Edge off the first ball along the ground. Some work for Murphy. Comes and fields right in front of us. Cuts it off, throws it in quickly. And just the single. So Chu away immediately off the last ball of the 5th over. So 1 for 38. Success there for Victoria in that over. And also they've just managed to bring the rate back a little bit. It's just a touch over 7 runs and over now. It was over 8 for most of that power play.
Yeah, key, isn't it, in T20s? Must take wickets. And the more regularly that you can do that, the more easily you're able to put some pressure on.
Okay, so now we get a bit of star power to the crease now. Todd Murphy, who's played Test cricket for Australia. He's seen as probably the next spinner after Nathan Lyon. Corey Roccaccioli says hello as well. I understand that, but these are the two that sort of Roccaccioli and Murphy that are next in line. And I think what gets overlooked sometimes is how good he is at white ball cricket.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's sort of more by the general cricket population as a red ball player, but he made his initial statement as a white ball player for Victoria, and I can't see how he can't play white ball cricket for Australia.
Of course, he's played a bit of cricket here in Darwin too for Tracy Village, and knows these conditions very well.
He's bowling to Chu. And first ball, he gets a wicket.
Incredible.
So Todd Murphy, with his first ball, says, I want to get in on the action.
Wow, good
He
morning,
bowls
Todd Murphy.
the key man, Chu, with his first delivery.
Well, Max Chewy will not be very happy, to say the least. Their second delivery he's faced this morning, clean bowled. What a delivery there from Murphy. Didn't know too much about that, did he, Max Chew?
No, he didn't. It's one of those ones with Murphy, with the way he bowls with a new ball. If it hits the seam, it will bite. If it doesn't, it hits the shiny part of the ball, it will slide on, and that's that sort of natural variation, and that's what happened there. And that's a big wicket for Victoria, because they said Max Chew was very good yesterday, and he would have taken a lot of confidence out of that performance, but he's unable to capitalise today, and it's 2 for 38.
2 for 38 indeed, and that element of taking one and then trying your best to go bang, bang, well, Victoria have done exactly that. The quick second wicket in the column. Jacobs now the next batter coming in for New Zealand. Renowned as a big hitter, BJ Jacobs. I tell you what, he'll have to be very careful here and very watchful. Todd Murphy, 1 ball, 1 wicket. Confidence is high.
And he comes. First ball defended back to the bowler. I think anyone that's got a name BJ Jacobs, he sounds like a big hitter in the Major League Baseball. It just doesn't go with a first name, just BJ. And it just feels like big hitter.
It's got a bit of Americana to it, hasn't it?
Two for 38. Look at that start from Murphy. 3 balls, no runs, 1 wicket. They'll get a single here. Jacobs out into the deep at long on.
Very calm start here, really, from Murphy. Very measured. And New Zealand somewhat subdued here, being very watchful, particularly after that first delivery.
Yeah, so after a really good start, losing consecutive wickets, there's a bit of a consolidation period required here. Clark got beaten in flight, but was still able to check his shot and just push into the onside and get a single. Murphy fielding on his follow-through.
Came forward, didn't he? Sort of somewhat smothered that shot and managing to get it away there on the leg side. Scampering through to the other end, which might be the safe zone at this stage.
Last ball of Murphy's first over to Jacobs. Jacobs confidently into the onside, but straight to Sutherland at mid-wicket, and that ends a very good first over from Todd Murphy. Successful, but also economical. You can see there already Victoria bowling 5 bowlers through 6 overs.
Yeah, it tends to be the way that things work, isn't it, in T20? You try as many different options as you can. And Lazark, the only bowler, I think, thus far to bowl 2 overs.
Yep. And we're going to get another new bowler here, Simons. Brodie Simons, another one of the youngsters on the Victorian list that's getting an opportunity today. One of the things with Victoria at the moment is they've got a lot of their fast bowlers that are injured. Or unavailable through different reasons. So it is really giving this tournament an opportunity for some of those younger players to make a bit of a name for themselves. So here is Simons bowls. First ball, very full. Jammed down by Clark into the onside. Again, a dot ball.
I think it's one of the many great things about this particular tournament, Adam, where it does give that opportunity.
Yep.
Bring the young players through some experience, having them experiment with doing different things that perhaps they wouldn't normally do.
Two for 40. Firmly back to the bowler. He can't hold on. I think it got to his hands before he even realised that the ball was there. That was hit very firmly by Clark back to the bowler, and that's one of those ones, reflex action. It either sticks or it doesn't.
Gee, brilliant effort just to get the hands to it. We'll see it on the replay here. Straight back to him. Got the hands there and just could not hang on. Firmly struck, though.
It was.
He'll be in a good position right now if he can actually even feel the right hand.
Yes, yes.
Probably still stinging somewhat.
Clark on 20. Gets one down leg side. He kind of helps it on its way. Maybe a bit of thigh pad involved as well. Sharma coming in from the deep, doing the fielding. They come back for 2. We'll have to wait for the umpire here. No, he says it did come off the bat or glove. Bit of a deflection. Might have been a bit of leg involved as well.
Yeah, I certainly thought there was leg involved, but runs counted. Katani Clark, the man who looked uncomfortable. 22 off 22 now.
Right. Again, trying to give himself room, steering it out into the deep on the offside. Just a single on this occasion. It's important, though, for Clark. He's got to stay there now. He's the established batsman. They've got to bat around him, particularly having lost 2 top-order wickets recently. He can't do anything silly here for there to be 2 new batters at the crease at the same time. So he's got a real responsibility now.
The runs column still ticking away quite nicely, almost at 6.5 and over. They take that at this stage, particularly with the 2 wickets down. But yeah, you're right. Katani Clark's the man here.
Jacobs on strike for Simons. Stands tall, straight to cover, straight to Sutherland, and there's no run. Breeze just for the moment's dropped a little bit. Still nice bright sunny conditions here in Darwin. It's the same every day up here this time of year.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. A little bit more cloud coming in at the moment. It certainly was yesterday morning. It's continued on today.
Gee, Dominic, you're being a bit picky.
Wow, I did say a little bit of cloud.
Simons again. Jacobs forcefully into the onside. Again, just a single down to long on. And that's a good over there from Simons. Only the 4 runs coming from it. So no nerves from the inexperienced seamer.
He bowled with some good pace too, didn't he?
He
and
did.
Almost. The caught and bowled just couldn't quite hang on. Great conditions for the young man to come out and have a crack here against New Zealand. Beautiful time to be up here in the top end. Lovely places to go swimming. Kakadu National Park, Litchfield. The market's on the weekend. Test match cricket, not long gone. And grounds being beautifully prepared by the curators. Angus View, the curator, here today for our match on DXC Arena.
Murphy bowls, advancing and playing nicely, stylishly. Jacobs down to long on, only a single, but that was an attractive shot, a confident shot from Jacobs, getting down the wicket to the very experienced Todd Murphy. Murphy making some adjustments to the field. Out on the onside. Now he's ready again to bowl to Clark. Clark giving himself room, trying to cut, missing.
Sam Harper looking at a little bit of pressure on there.
You can see Clark, he's trying to get leg side of the ball as much as he can, which can be dangerous. Breeze picks up again. Murphy bowls from the stumps. Clark this time nudges into the onside, and they'll be able to come back for 2. Oh, the ball hit the on-striker there, Jacobs, who wasn't expecting it to be coming to his end, and that was fired in by Anlazak in the deep. And it's hurt him too, Jacobs.
It sure has. It's cracked him around the knee, hasn't it? Left leg.
Let's have a look here. It's a bit of a wild throw, but it actually hit the pitch, so it accelerated off the pitch, and it's hit the back of his leg, so it's missed the pad. He's back up on his feet, so I think he's okay.
Medical staff coming out. Yep, asking whether he can put weight on it, and he can. Yeah, just above the knee, I think, back of the leg there.
And it's one of those ones where you can't brace for contact because you're not expecting the ball to be canning into the back of your leg. So he's waved the medical team away. Murphy ready again. No run there to square leg.
Well done there by Sam Elliott, the big man, getting the ball in quickly.
Just a single, so he's doing so well here, Murphy. He's not giving anything away. Ones and twos are as much as they can get at this stage, and we're now starting to get to the point where New Zealand A would be wanting to accelerate. That run rate now at 6.13. Now, considering they got through the first 4 overs at 8 runs and over, I know it was through the power play, things have definitely slowed. Those 2 wickets, the key to all of that. And also the class of Todd Murphy. So he's bowled 2 overs. He has the figures of 1 for 6. New Zealand Day after 8 overs, 2 for 48. So that is exactly 6 runs and over, or 1 run a ball. That's not enough.
He's put the clamps on, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Todd Murphy. He's done it beautifully. He came in and he looked as though he was in control immediately. Easy to say that when you take a wicket with your first ball. And not just that, but just the way that he bowled, the way that he was causing some confusion amongst both batters. Just putting that pressure on, and then well supported in the field too.
Sam Elliott is going to get another opportunity from the stadium end to bowl to Clark. So his first over went for 11. It was really the only bad over Victoria has bowled. So a chance to make amends here. That one's heaved away into the onside. That's going to be 4. So it's just not Sam Elliott's day at the moment.
Not the ideal start. The understatement of the morning. Yes, as you say, a poor initial over, and now first ball of his second over put away for 4. Katani Clark, I didn't think he got all of that and still managed to put it away.
Cut away this time, and that's gone through the field as well, and that'll also get to the rope.
Not ideal for Sam Elliott, to say the least. Back-to-back 4s. Katani Clark just building here beautifully. 34 off 29 he is now. Stepped back there, gave himself a little bit of room, and then punched it through to the boundary.
He's gone again, Clark. This time he doesn't make contact. So it's almost on length that he's liking Elliott, because it's a length that he can get under if he was to play to the onside. And now Sutherland going to have a chat to Elliott.
He's a big tall man, isn't he, Elliott?
He is, yep. He's still very green though, for someone that's into his mid-20s now. Still feels like he's a bit sort of arms and legs, and still so much growth to go. Bouncer, high, straight up in the air. Harper calls it, high catch. He's got the gloves on, he takes the catch. And Elliott on the board. And Clark is gone for 34. That's a big wicket for Victoria. And it's a crucial one to lose for New Zealand. And we talked before about Clark. He needed to stay there, having lost 2 top order players. He'd done a lot of hard work and he just couldn't help himself.
Did the captain, Will Sutherland, come down to Elliott just then and say, I want you to bounce him? Is that what the chat was? Because, goodness me, it's worked immediately. Sam Harper there taking the catch nicely. Elliott, might not be your day, but you can still have an impact. And removing Katani Clark, that's an impact. 3 wickets down now for 56. And the anchor's gone.
We say this a lot with Sam Elliott, but he just has this uncanny knack of getting wickets, and he gets big wickets.
Well, 1 for 19. He's only into the 5th ball now of his 2nd over, but I reckon, particularly in that 2nd over, that the captain would have taken back-to-back boundaries if you can secure a wicket, and he's done it.
3 for 56, New Zealand A. And Abbas is the new player at the crease. Didn't quite get going yesterday.
Yes, if I had to tip yesterday, I would have tipped New Zealand to beat the Kingsmen.
Absolutely.
And obviously, sport can do strange things.
Abbas, class there, playing away into the onside to mid-wicket. Callaway doing the fielding, and they get a single, so Abbas straight away off the mark. That was a spectacular collapse yesterday from New Zealand A. I mean, going into the game, I think we all thought that the Kiwis would be too good for the Kingsmen, but particularly when really they needed, I can't remember exactly, but it was about 7 runs and over with 8 wickets in hand. And I think they lost about 8 for 60. It was the left-arm orthodox that really proved, again, to be the difference in the game.
Yeah,
teams that have got good ones, they're winning matches. Much better finish there from Elliott. You can see there the first 2 balls going for 4, and then dot, wicket, 1, dot. So fair play to Elliott for recovering strongly.
Yeah, good comeback from him. Good to see. T20 can be a humbling experience.
Yes.
And obviously New Zealand experienced that yesterday. But well done to Elliott there. Good comeback, 2nd over. Conceded the first 2 boundaries, but picked up a wicket. So important. And after 9, 3 for 57. That run rate creeping above 6 just. But I think Victoria would be pretty happy, Adam, with where they're sitting right now, particularly with that wickets column.
And particularly after a relatively bad first 4 overs where it was none for 32. The fact they've come back as strongly as they have is particularly impressive. So after 2 really good overs, Murphy's out of the attack. They want to try and save him for a little bit later on. So Sharma gets another opportunity, bowling his left-arm orthodox. We talked before about how important that has been so far in the tournament. He's bowling here to Abbas, who heaves away on the onside. Didn't quite get onto it. They'll be able to come back for 2. He really, you can see there, his eyes lit up with it all. Here's a chance with Sharma dropping short.
Good running too by Abbas and Jacobs, getting through for 2. Got to do that at every opportunity now to try and put back the pressure themselves.
Abbas uses his feet. He looks a nice player. It's a single down to long on.
Tom Rogers, he's certainly been in the action in the field, hasn't he?
Sometimes the ball just follows you.
It certainly is at the moment for him. Taking a very good catch earlier. Continuing to feel beautifully.
Harper wasn't happy with something in the field. Sharma's ready again. Jacobs into the onside. Again, they're thinking about 2, but they'll only get 1.
Yeah, good intent. Good hustle from the boundary. Player out there in Blake McDonald. Supporting his bowler beautifully.
This is good from Sharma. After the first ball was a bit average, ever since it's been okay. They can only get 1. Back to the bowler, well done.
Yeah, building a very strong over here is Sharma. 1 ball to come.
Into the onside, it's in the air, but it's into a gap. And McDonald does well to keep it in. They come back for 2, but off the bat, I thought that might have been more than 2. So he gets out of the over okay there, Sharma. So 7 runs from it. The best over for a while there for New Zealand Day, 3 for 64. We're at the halfway mark of the New Zealand Day innings after being sent into bat by Victoria. 3 for 64. Abbas on 5, Jacobs on 6. The key man so far has been Katani Clark for New Zealand, dismissed a short time ago. The only one to really get going.
Looked uncomfortable early, but certainly got going. A few nice shots, a few good boundaries. Back-to-back 4s off Elliott before he lost his wicket to Elliott. Interesting stage of this game after the 10. Sutherland to come back on here after a very good initial over, 1 for 4. Got the first breakthrough.
Another warplane flies above.
Yes. The Singaporeans doing some training here in Darwin.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Sutherland back into the attack. How do you know that?
Oh, it was well advertised that,
Right, okay.
that they were here after the pitch black exercises, where there's something like 20 nations were here for pitch black.
Right.
Doing a whole lot of work, and the Singaporeans asked if they could stay for an extra month, I think it is, after that. And
right.
So they're doing further exercises here around the top end skies for a significant period of time.
Abbas on 5, Sutherland bowls. Abbas drives firmly straight to point, no run.
Yeah, so us Territorians,
yeah, it would have been,
whether you love it or hate it,
I was going to say,
you're treated to aircraft taking off at 7 p.m. just when, you know, some are putting the kids to bed.
Yes, yes.
And it's as loud as can be. And then they go off and do their night sojourns and return 10 p.m.
Right.
Thereabouts, sometimes later.
Clipping fine, work for Sharma in the deep, right next to us. And just a single.
It's when you do know that Darwin is certainly a defence town.
Yeah.
And the airport is it's a supreme defence asset here in the top end. But certainly the military enthusiasts, and there are lots of them. It's almost become a tourism event now, pitch black, when it occurs. Many people come up from down south and get out their books and tick off the aircraft that they've seen. So, yeah, an amazing time.
Sutherland bowling very full. It's driven into the covers. Work for Elliott. He does well, making sure they can't come back for 2, drawing the applause of Sutherland.
Yeah, well done from Elliott. Got onto that quickly, whipped it in the right arm. They were certainly looking for the 2. Managed to keep it down to the single. And Sutherland here, this is a very strong over so far. Only 1 for 6 off his 1.4 deliveries. He's done very well.
Yes, it is handy that Victoria have got both Sutherland and Murphy in the team.
What
today.
a combination.
Yeah. Although, in fairness, Sutherland got whacked around a little bit against Bangladesh a couple of days ago. So he'd be keen to make amends on what happened on Sunday.
It's interesting you say that. I've seen that happen to him throughout these top end T20 series. But he normally responds with a wicket and bats well.
Oh, and he's now got a wicket, Sutherland. A second wicket. Abbas chopping on, and Will Sutherland has really come to play today. 2 for 6 in his second over, and New Zealand Day now 4 for 66 and in trouble.
Yeah, indeed, they are in trouble here. Chopping on, and Sutherland picks up a second. So important.
I know he'd only been out there a short time, Abbas, but he did look a very well organised, classy player. And that wicket kind of coming from nowhere, really.
Yeah, it was a wide-ish delivery, wasn't it? It was probably a 6th stump delivery. And he's just cut that back straight into the stumps. So fortunate perhaps for Sutherland and Victoria, but you check the scoreboard and it says 4 for 66, and New Zealand really needs some stability now. They need to build a partnership here.
Yes, it looked on the replay like it was an off-cutter. He sort of came across the ball, and whenever we've seen that from the fast bowlers in this tournament, they have been gripping into the surface.
I just mentioned that when Will Sutherland has been hit around in previous series, that might happen, but he's just such a wicket-taking bowler, and on cue, there it is. Doesn't matter how you get them in some respects, he is a player that just has a knack of getting wickets.
He's a very proud man too, so he always responds.
Yep.
Hay is the new batsman for New Zealand, Mitch Hay, wearing the number 18. As the breeze picks up again here.
Certainly does.
In Darwin. There's a wild one down leg side, and Sutherland upset with himself there to give that to the new batsman first up.
Giving him a bit of a sighter. So Mitch Hay, a Canterbury Gloveman, clean striker of the ball in the middle to death overs, and I tell you what, they certainly need him now. They need him to build a real partnership here with Jacobs.
Yeah, definitely. Can't get a run there. Good work from Rogers, coming in quickly from mid-wicket. So
there he is, the magnet.
Yeah, that's right. Over bowled, 4 for 67. You can see the state of play as it stands at the moment. So Kateen Clark, clearly the standout there, 31 from 31. It was a bit of a slow start from Clark, but he got himself going. But outside of that, it's been not particularly good reading if you're a New Zealand cricket fan looking at that batting card.
Yeah, Robinson was one I thought who looked most comfortable at the crease and just couldn't convert then. They managed to keep him off strike. I don't know whether it was by design, but that's what occurred. And when he came back, he suddenly didn't look comfortable and was out soon thereafter.
So Victoria going back to Murphy here.
I thought he might have come on later,
yeah,
Adam, but here he is.
Yep. They've got their two trump cards in tandem here, Sutherland and Murphy. Usually you try and separate the two, but I guess this is also a chance to try and almost break the game.
Yep. Perhaps they're sensing an opportunity here at 4 for 68. If they could get another one, even another two, game well and truly in their control. The big V for Victoria. Looks like such a footy Guernsey.
It does. Mitch Hay waits for Murphy, driving forcefully but straight into cover point, and there's no chance of a run. Liam Blackford fielding there in the covers. So Liam Blackford kept in the last game, and Sam Harper was out in the field. Blackford, the second keeper for Victoria.
Oh, good ball. Nice. Wow. Adam, you will have seen much more of Todd Murphy than what I have. He looks like he's bowling with such control here.
And as I said earlier, you know, I don't think people should underestimate how good he is with a white ball. I still feel he's equally good, if not better, with a white ball than a red ball. But he had those injury issues a couple of years ago, and it definitely did affect his confidence and affect his bowling. But towards the end of last year, and I still think that Craig Howard has to get a lot of credit for the work that he's done with Murphy, someone that's spent a lot of time with Todd very much earlier in his career. That the shape came back, and I'm talking about the shape on the ball. He started to get the ball to drop a lot better, and he looked like the Todd Murphy of 2-3 years ago.
Well, he's looking very balanced here when he comes into the crease and just bowling with such control and calmness. Bit of a chat there with the captain. Let's see what they're cooking up here.
Yes, Jacobs on 8 from 14. He waits Murphy. Off his hip, away on the onside. Should be at least 2. And that's all there'll be. And that's the feature of Murphy. If it's a bad ball, it tends to only be 2, not 4 or 6.
Yeah, that's what the good players tend to do, don't they? They cause havoc, and when it's not quite in their control, there's the least amount of damage done as possible. Terrific figures so far, with one more ball to come in this, his third over. Certainly the New Zealand batsman just struggling to get him away here.
Jacobs again driving, Getting it quite straight, but Rogers coming around to do the fielding. Make sure that it is only one. And that is the end of another good over.
Wow.
Repeating myself, 1 for 11 from 3 overs in a T20 game.
Yeah.
Todd Murphy, New Zealand A, 4 for 72 after 12. So right on, 6 runs and over. It's not enough, Dominic.
It's not enough, is it? And you look at Murphy, he's going at under 4s for his overs, which is just an exceptional effort. The right arm spinner doing a great job, and great to see him back here in Darwin plying his trade, as he, of course, like all of these players, seeking higher honours. Hard to break into the different Australian sides, but all of them here with opportunity.
Brodie Simons, who bowled well with in his first over, he's going to get another chance from the stadium end. Full toss, driven firmly and straight. It won't be 4, but they can come back for 2. That was a good strike there from Jacobs, full face of the bat.
Yeah, Brodie Simons had a good first over, conceding only the 4 runs from it. He's conceded 2 already here. Bowls with good pace.
That was well struck as well by Jacobs. He's starting to look a little dangerous here for New Zealand A. Big, tall guy. We talked before about his ability to hit a long ball. He's looking quite imposing at the crease. 14 off 18 is more through circumstances than anything else. He can't take too many risks considering what the scoreboard looks like.
No, that's exactly right. It is about a partnership to be built here right now. Bring stability in, turn the scoreboard over, take the 1s and the 2s, and then look to explode later on.
Hay confidently on the front foot. Gets a single.
Sutherland offering to go and have a chat again with his young bowler. A little bit of movement in the field.
Yeah, they're not sure exactly where to put Sharma out in front of us at fine leg.
Fine leg, yeah. Bring him up, put him back, go left,
yes,
go right.
That's right.
He did all of that.
Jacobs again trying to muscle it down the ground. Can only get 1. Not quite the timing he was after, or the direction.
It was a good ball from Simons, right up in the block hole there. Had to muscle that out just for the single.
They really are in that consolidation period where they know they can't afford to lose another wicket here. Dean Foxcroft will bat next, and there's plenty of class with him. So there is still some batting to come. But they don't want to give Victoria all the momentum.
Simons after that initial delivery. It's been singles thereafter. Let's see what he can do with this last delivery here, just to maintain that pressure. Again, Sharma in front of us here being moved up again. Fine leg being brought right up into a catching position, really.
Oh, good short one that goes through Harper. And that'll get to the rope. Was there an edge? There was an edge. So that one really flew and surprised not only the batsman, but also the keeper. So have a look at this on the replay. A big swing, and yeah, it just got to Harper much quicker than he thought. And it went through the gloves.
That was a quick delivery, wasn't it, from Simons? And clearly the plan. That's why fine leg was brought up. Hoping for the edge, hoping for the catch.
That would have been big had that been caught.
Well, it would have been a ripping catch from Sam Harper if he managed to grab hold of that. And Jacobs now moving on 19 from 20. Hay 3 from 6. That run rate still hovering just above 6. Now again, in this contest, just not enough, Adam, at this stage.
It's not.
Sharma, after all his movement at fine leg, he's been rewarded with being given the ball now. Comes in for his third over at none for 16.
So there's still another 2 overs of power play cricket, the surge, that's still to come. So we've got to factor that in as well. 4 for 82 as Hay off his back foot punches up to long on for a single.
The magnet continues his great work there, Tom Rogers.
Sharma again to Jacobs on 19. Uses his feet and on the bounce gets the cover and then gets through Sutherland, who got a bit of a bad bounce. It was a tricky one. It wasn't quite a half volley. They're always difficult to know whether to go forward or go back, and in the end he confused himself, got a bad bounce, and they got a single.
Great backing up from Kellaway.
Nudging into the onside. Hay thought about 2 off the bat. They're not going to go. McDonald coming in from the deep. And this is the thing with New Zealand A, only going at just a tick over 6 runs and over. When you look at some of the batting that Victoria's got, 140, 150, I just don't think it's going to cut it on this surface.
Yeah, so certainly a bit of work to do yet here for the New Zealanders.
When you think of Kellaway, McDonald, Harper, Sutherland, just a few names that come to mind that are in the batting lineup for Victoria today. Harry Dixon's missed out.
That's right.
Using his feet. Again, Hay starting to look a little more confident, but again can only get one. Again, McDonald coming in from the deep.
Yeah, it's been good bowling, but gee, they've been well supported by the field. Good intensity, good communication between the players. You can certainly hear that live.
Back to the bowler on the bounce. So Sharma are good over there. 5 singles. And then a dot ball to finish, so none for 21 through 3 overs from the young Sharma.
He did well.
He did. New Zealand A 4 for 87, so 6 overs remaining. You can see there on the screen. So trying to get the crystal ball out and work out what they would be wanting to get from here. 2 overs of surge cricket, so say we'll give them 24 for that, and then maybe 32 from the other 4. 24 and 32, 56. That gets them about 143. So 150 still a chance from this position. But I still feel that looks light. But we haven't seen really that too many big scores so far in the tournament, particularly over the last 2 or 3 days.
No, that's right. Yeah, teams have struggled to put big scores on the board. And I think New Zealand are going to continue to struggle here. Sutherland bringing himself back into the attack. Look at those figures, 2 for 7 off 2.
That's right.
It does not get any easier here for them. Sutherland has to go back here and restart from his mark. But Jacobs building nicely here. Hayes going with him.
Hay on strike here. Sutherland bowls. Hay lifts into the onside. Good shot and good placement out towards the rope, and it's got there.
So will they decide to flick the switch here? Boundary off the first ball of Will Sutherland's over. It's always a good way to start an over. You can plan it a little bit better. Don't have to take so many risks, but they need so many more runs than 5 or 6 and over, which is what we have been seeing for the last few.
Yes. We haven't seen too many boundaries, have we?
No.
Since those first 4 overs.
Oh.
Goes again in the air and he muscles it over mid-on. And that could be another boundary. It will be.
Well, the last time we saw consecutive boundaries, Adam, was when there were 2 boundaries hit off Sam Elliott. back-to-back fours off his first 2 balls, and the same's happened here now to Will Sutherland. So Hay, who hadn't really been in the action too much, back-to-back boundaries. A terrific shot there. Stand and deliver.
Another one of those off-speed balls by Sutherland, but it was a bit short. It stuck in the wicket, and Hay picked it and just waited for it and played it well down the ground. So he's up to 14 off 11, 4 for 95. New Zealand lifting the rate. He goes again, and he's successful again. This time stepping inside, lapping it over the top, and that's 3 fours in a row.
Well, that's the first time we've seen that happen in this match. Brilliant, brilliant batting from Hay. He has decided to flick the switch. 18 runs from 12 balls, but more importantly, 12 from the first 3 deliveries of this Will Sutherland over. Just looked to have so much time with that shot, Adam. He got into position so quickly.
He did. I mean, you're always taking a risk to play that shot, but once he got into good position, the execution was excellent. Can he go for 4 in a row? Oh, my word, he can.
There's a short answer to that.
4 fours in a row.
Off Will Sutherland.
Mitch Hay is going very nicely now. 22 off 13 balls, and the game just changes.
He gave him a bit of width too, didn't he, with that delivery, and he used every bit of it.
So Sutherland pushing mid-on out, which means he's got to bring square leg up. So Hay forcing Victoria to make changes. That boundary also brought up the 100 for New Zealand Day. 4 for 103. Sutherland under pressure, bowls a bouncer, and that's called a wide. Under all sorts of pressure here, Will Sutherland, after 2 outstanding first overs. He had the pick of the figures. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped.
It has gone a bit pear-shaped. 2 for 7 after 2, a wicket in each of his first 2 overs. And now look at it. Well, great to see from New Zealand. The fight back. 22 off 13 from Hay. What can he do from here?
Oh, that's good batting as well. It's out towards the fence, but it's fielded by Rogers. I thought he was able to get that a little squarer off the bat because they'd brought square leg up. And he knew that, Hay. That's where he was trying to hit the ball, but just got it not exactly where he was wanting, but still got a single. 4 for 105, the score.
Looked like the slower ball there from Sutherland.
Better delivery there from Sutherland. Jacobs trying to give himself room, and then it was Sutherland that pushed it a little bit wider and full. So a good over there, a really good over there from New Zealand Day. 4 for 105, so 5 overs remaining. Remembering there's still the surge to come, and you get a feeling they might take it soon. Now they've got this momentum into their innings with 2 set batsmen.
That's what I love about this game, how quickly it can change.
I stupidly started talking about crystal balls and what they could get. I've undersold them after just 1 over.
There you go. Yeah, well done from Hay. 16 runs from the first 4 balls of that over. That changes the complexion of this match immediately. So just in 1 over, how the picture can change.
Yeah, so the rate went from 6 to 7 just with that 1 good over.
Just like that.
So now all of a sudden 150, 160 is back in play.
Jacobs playing the anchor here, 21 off 24, and Hay's become the explosive element here with his 23 off 14.
So Sam Elliott, first over not very good, second over much better. He gets a 3rd over here with Hay on strike on 23. Slow ball, and he had to wait for it, Hay, and could only push it up to mid-off for a single. He was really wanting to jump into that one as well, but had to make a late adjustment.
That was well bowled by Sam Elliott, particularly given the way that he started his last over with consecutive 4s. I'm sure that's on his mind. So that's beautifully bowled.
Jacobs, who's almost playing the support hand now for Hay. Back on strike on 21. Again, happily just taking it into the onside for a single. Oh, they're coming back for two. That's great running.
Put the pressure on there in the field and gained the fumble too from, I think that's Kellaway out there. Able to get through for the two. So the wheel turning just slightly here. New Zealand beginning to exert some pressure of their own. Back onto Victoria.
Slower ball that's been picked and it's been lifted up and it's been hit way out into the deep, and that is going to be another boundary. In fact, it's gone all the way for 6. So Jacobs now up to 29, and New Zealand A getting themselves right back into this contest. He waited for it, he picked it out of the hand, and he helped it on its way, lifting into the onside and over the rope.
Yeah, no mean feat. It's the breeze swirling around here, hitting that into the breeze. What a shot.
And that's a wide, and it's not gloved by Harper. So this could be a disaster here for Victoria. That's going to go to the rope as well. 5 wides.
How quickly things can change.
It just kept getting away from Harper. And that's 11 runs, essentially from 1 ball.
Last wicket at 4 for 66, Adam. So these two have really done the job of steadying the ship. We talked about that when they came together.
Smashed it again. Smashed it miles again. And that's gone for 6 too. 125 up on the board now. Jacobs up to 35. And that run rate's got to 8 runs and over.
I think your 150 is absolutely in play here and more.
And it's really interesting that the short ball that he's going with, it's just not working. So we are in a surge over here, but it's still damaging all the same. A swing and a miss this time. So again, a better length from Elliott. Jacobs knows that all the fielders are up on the offside, so he's trying to give himself room and trying to play through the offside. But the first dot ball of this over was still 1 ball to come.
And Elliott's figures now 1 for 40 with that ball to come. 2 sixes so far, plus 5 wides. Jeez.
This one's gone very high, right towards us. It won't have the carry to go for 6, but it does go for 4. 4 for 129. Excellent over for New Zealand A.
Well, that is without question their best over of this innings. Very easy to say that. Elliott is absolutely copped a pasting. He knew as soon as he'd bowled that delivery almost that was going straight back over his head. Sutherland in chase there could not haul that one in.
So that rate now, it's a big effort to get it to 8 runs and over from where they were. And it just shows also, Dominic, to get to 160, you don't have to try and hit every ball for 6. They had to consolidate. They were happy knocking it out to the sweepers for 4 or 5 overs and get themselves in, but still tick the scoreboard over. Then they can accelerate when they're in. And now they've got 6 wickets in hand, 4 overs to go. You know, we were talking 150 as being a good effort. Now, if they don't get 160, they'd be disappointed.
Yeah, indeed. And that change, Adam, you're absolutely spot on. That change has occurred over the course of 3 overs. Consolidation initially, knocking it around, 1s and 2s, making sure that they didn't do anything silly, and then they've opened up. And in some ways, they haven't taken risks either.
No,
their shots of the hitting's been superb. There hasn't been one chance given in those 2 to 3 overs, and they've found the boundary. I mean, in that 1 over alone, they found the boundary 4 times.
Simon's bowling here to Hay. straight down the ground. Played nicely. It will only be one. Thought off the bat he might have been able to get to the rope. It was hits very sweetly.
A little deceptive, perhaps. But again, that clean hitting, no risk involved in it. And I like the way with their running too, that there are 4 overs to go. They chose no, we're not going to take the risk with getting a 2. And why do that when you've got 2 batters set?
Yep, 3 out in the deep on the onside here. Edge and into a gap. There's no third man, so that'll be 4 more. They're chancing their arm here, New Zealand A, and it's coming off for them.
That's probably the only shot that we've seen that was a potential up in the air catch. Didn't go to hand. Instead, again, has gone straight to the boundary.
Stunning recovery this from New Zealand.
So a nice delivery from Simons. He didn't do anything wrong there. But luck with New Zealand right at this instant.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Or is it caught? It has been caught and then it's been thrown back in and they get 1. So all sorts of things happened with that delivery. Jacobs thought he'd hit a 6. He was admiring it like he was hitting a 5-iron into the par 3. And then Elliott was able to get around from a very wide mid-off and catch it, but run out of room, and he just threw it back into play rather than either trying to throw it back to himself or throw it to a teammate. It all happened very quickly. Watch this here. He's going back. Nice catch. And then, whoops, he couldn't quite get it to his teammate as he threw it back into play. So he did save 5, and they get a single off the next ball. In fact, he saved 4 because they were overrun 2 of that previous ball.
The big man, I think, what a great effort. He just could not get the momentum going in the right direction to actually get the throw to his teammate. It was in his mind. He tried to do it, just couldn't get it there.
And again, it is showing, Dominic, that he is hitting into the wind.
Oh,
We've been a bit confused by the breeze, but
yeah,
that one definitely held up. Simons again to Hay, and it's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, that breeze now is coming towards us here in the commentary position. It's actually coming towards Hay.
Yes.
So he's hitting into that, which is how this match started.
Yep.
And there it turns around again.
Yeah. It is a little bit swelly.
Yeah,
I still think Hay at this end is hitting into the breeze. So 1 ball left in the over. It's been pretty good from Simons, to be fair. And it finishes with a wicket.
Wicket, he's hit it.
So a little deflection almost rolled up the face of the bat, and Harper has taken the catch, and Simons gets a wicket. And he's pretty happy about it as well, as he should be. He's actually bowled very well.
Well, I echo your sentiment a moment ago, Adam, that the over had actually been a good over, bowling perspective from Simons, and he takes his wicket.
So Hay on his way, but I tell you what, it's been a very impressive effort from Mitch Hay to come in that number 6 spot and give New Zealand a legitimate chance. It's 25 off 18, but it feels more than that.
Yeah, he has a history as a clean striker, and I tell you what, we got to see that well and truly in action here. He has, with that 1 over where he clean hit the ball numerous times, he dragged his team back into this match.
So Foxcroft, plenty of class with Foxcroft. He's got recent Test experience. He's played a lot of cricket for New Zealand A over the years as well. And he can hopefully, for New Zealand A, just be a support act for Jacobs, who's closing in very quickly on a half-century. It's all happened very quickly, hasn't it? Jacobs was sort of neck and neck with Hay in the early 20s there at one point. Big over this one in the context of the match.
Once Hay led the way, Jacob said, all right, if you can do it,
yeah,
I'm going to follow. And follow he did in a big way.
So, as I said, a big over here with Todd Murphy back into the attack. You can see his figures there. He's been outstanding. 1 for 11 from just 3 overs. But he's bowling now to Jacobs, who's set. And there's only 3 overs remaining in the innings. In comes Murphy. Jacobs firmly into the offside, but just a single. Blackford doing the fielding out there in the deep. So importantly for Victoria, not only just a single, but it means the new batsman is on strike. Let's see if they can get a couple of dots in here.
Only 12 runs away from that magical 150. Let's see what Todd Murphy can do to hold them up here. He's been excellent so far through his initial 3 overs.
Murphy to Foxcroft. First ball, nudges into the onside, no runs. That's what I'm talking about. They can just pinch a few dots here, try and get the momentum back.
Particularly with the new batter to the crease.
Yeah, yep. They'll like this matchup. He gets a single this time, off the back foot. Gets himself underway. So importantly for New Zealand, Jacobs back on strike. He's still got 3 balls left in this over.
Well, let's see where Jacobs' mindset is at here. How is he going to approach the spin of Todd Murphy?
Back down the ground, hit hard, but again straight to Rogers, so only the single. You can just see that Todd Murphy's different gravy. It's just too hard to get away.
Just been superb, hasn't he? Only the singles thus far, and only 2 more balls to come in this over. Dragging them back down again is the aim.
Yep.
Just taking a moment here with his field. Again, Sharma, the man being moved around.
Foxcroft back on strike.
Oh.
Can't get it away. Another dot ball. So now, being the last ball of the over, they'll try and manipulate this here and give Foxcroft a single. That's what they'll try and do to keep Jacobs off strike. Last ball of the over. And there you go. Exactly what they were trying to do. Foxcroft down to the deep, but only a single, so Foxcroft will keep the strike, so Jacobs is kept away from it. And after the completion of 18 overs, it's 5 for 141. So 2 overs remaining.
And Murphy there just so consistent, Adam.
Brilliant.
Only 4 runs from that over compared to what the carnage we've been
exactly
witnessing.
Right.
Only the 4.
Yep.
Bowled with such control again.
1 for 15 off 4 overs. So Will Sutherland, his first 2 overs cost just 7. He had 2 for 7 off 2. Now he's got 2 for 25. So 18 runs from his 3rd over, but he's going again. So he'll bowl the 2nd last over. And I reckon Anlazak will bowl the last, I think.
Okay.
I'll have to wait and see, but Sutherland here, his final over to Foxcroft on 2. So that wind continues to howl. 5 for 141. Foxcroft into the cover, straight to cover. They run and they get there. So that was like tippity run. Just, I'll hit it and I'll just get you on strike, Jacobs.
Yeah, well done from Brodie Simons there too, rather than having a potentially rash shot at the stumps. They were clearly going to make it through for the single. Just tell the ball. Don't want to give away any extras at this stage, anything unnecessary.
5 for 142. BJ Jacobs on strike. Back to the bowler. It's knocked down, but they get a single. Elliott fielding inside the circle is able to retrieve the ball after it went through the hands of Sutherland on his follow-through.
Sutherland will take that, I reckon.
Yep.
Concede the single and get Foxcroft back on. Have another crack at him. He's on 3 or 5. Jacobs 1 away from what would be a very well-made half-century if he can get there.
Punishing through the offside. Elliott with a dive, and he did well. He was able to haul it back with his left hand and get his teammate involved. And just a single, so that was good work from the big man to get down there and save a chance of a couple of runs, even maybe more.
He's done well in the field, the big man. He hasn't had the greatest of days with ball in hand, but from a fielding perspective, the effort can't be questioned.
They did end up coming back for two. I was watching the fielders there. Foxcroft lifts down through mid-on. Again, not fully timed, but still well done to be able to get back for two. Our lunch has arrived, which is very exciting. Carl doing a terrific job looking after us.
Well done there by Foxcroft, just to get through for the two. Boundary not on offer, but taking what is. And already 6 runs in this over with 2 more balls to come. Keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Oh, the off-speed ball that wasn't picked by Foxcroft.
That was beautifully bowled, wasn't it?
Again, it really does dig into the surface. You go and have a look at the wicket. It looks hard as a rock, and you think, oh, this is a great batting wicket. And I think it is. But it's been interesting that over the last few days, the way that all bowlers, spinners or fast bowlers, whenever they really, grip the ball, it grips into the surface.
And you could hear the effort from Sutherland there too.
Yes.
He certainly meant to bowl that and put in the effort.
Last ball of the over, last ball of his spell. Foxcroft digs that one out, but only can bunt it away on the offside for a single. So, well done from Sutherland.
Great comeback from him.
7 runs off the over, but considering it's the second last over, that's a good comeback after the horror show of his third over. 5 for 148, 1 over remaining. We'll just have to wait and see who it is that will have the pressure of the last over. But New Zealand A, to their credit, have got themselves right back into this contest. Their run rate sitting at 7.79. And it actually will be Sam Elliott to bowl. So I thought they would have gone to Anne Lazark.
I think this is part of the learning curve.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I've seen this in this competition before, and by Will Sutherland with his team saying to players, well, here you go, here's ball in hand. You need to learn how to cope with this kind of pressure. You're going to bowl the last over. And I love seeing that. I think from a coaching perspective, a learning perspective, it's a great thing to see. Provides opportunity, provides great learning.
Yeah, great call. Elliott bowling to Jacobs. In fact, it's Foxcroft on strike, and it's a dot ball. So a good start there to Elliott. And
well done, Elliott.
What Victoria have been able to do, whether it be by design or accident, they've kept Jacobs off strike a lot in these last few overs, haven't they?
They sure have. He's stranded on 49.
Yeah.
He'll get his opportunity.
Foxcroft waits. Another slower ball that's tugged down to long on. They'll only get one. So Jacobs does now get the strike. But a good start to the final over here from Sam Elliott. And that brings up 149 on the scoreboard with 4 balls to go in the innings.
Your predictive capacities, Adam, have been absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised they've got this far. I know that was when we did the crystal balling, we kind of thought 150 was maximum. They're going to exceed that. We weren't too far away. Short ball hit high into the onside. This is catchable. It'll take a good catch, and Rogers gets there. And Jacobs falls 1 short of a half century. And that man again in the outfield, Tom Rogers, made ground really quickly.
Yeah.
He made a difficult catch look really easy because he put in the work early and took the catch comfortably in the end with 2 hands. Elliott gets the wicket, and the innings of Bevan Jacobs, BJ Jacobs, ends 1 short of a half century.
There's your man again, Elliott. Hasn't had the greatest day with the ball, but he's taken 2 really important wickets. And to take a wicket here in this last over, just to stop any momentum that New Zealand may have been able to build, well done.
Yes, I thought Anne Lazark would have got the last over, but it's been given to Elliott, and he's been able to get the job done.
I talked about a learning opportunity for Elliott. Hasn't been the greatest today with ball in hand, but he has started this over brilliantly, and well done to him. A dot, a single, and now a wicket. He has really put the brakes on New Zealand here in this last over. Great credit to him. And Tom Rogers, another really good catch.
Yep. So 3 balls left, 149 on the board. So it really has been a bit of a roller coaster innings from New Zealand, starting really well, then having a really bad flat spot, then fighting back late, but then they haven't really been able to capitalise in the last 2 or 3 overs. They've still got 3 more balls. Try and lift towards 160. Another slow ball. Another one that's been hit high in the air. Another one for Rogers. Another catch. Rogers and McDonald both coming out like they were forwards in a football team. And I thought they were going to jump on top of each other.
There was the loud call from Rogers, did beautifully. Communication was supreme in the field. They're having a bit of a laugh about it there too, because they were both running at that ball hard.
So again, it's the slower ball from Elliott that deceived the batter. You can see there, McDonald wanted it, but Tom Rogers said, no, I'm the one that takes those catches.
I'm taking it. He lost control, didn't he? Just one hand on the bat. So Elliott, incredible how things can work out.
Yes.
So he finds himself on a hat-trick.
I was just about to say, he is on a hat-trick. And these are the sorts of situations you like in the last over where they're trying to throw the bat at it. He might get a late hat-trick.
I'm wrapped for him because he's taken a bit of a pasting. He's been handed the ball. He must have been thinking of some, oh my goodness, what am I going to do here? And he's just responded brilliantly.
All right, Sam Elliott on a late innings hat-trick. Gibson on strike. Elliott goes for it. And they're going to take the bye. They're not going to get the bye. Yes, they will get the bye.
Oh.
Foxcroft got there. So Harper able to hit the stumps. And I thought, once they hit the stumps, we're in a terrible position from here to tell. But I thought once the stumps were hit, that Foxcroft would be short. But he did extremely well to get down the other end.
I'm with you. I thought that the finger was going to be raised there, but Foxcroft was on his bike early. There's the miss. And look at Foxcroft. He's gone. And he made it. He was well in.
Last ball of the innings. Foxcroft on 9. It's a full toss, and it's been caught. And that is the end of the innings, and it ends right on that number we were talking about, 150. Elliott with 4 wickets. Foxcroft the last out for 9. Really gifting Elliott a 4th wicket. But Sam Elliott taking 3 wickets in his final over, the final over. And now we've got an interesting chase to come. New Zealand Day finishing their 20 overs on exactly 150.
Catch well taken. Elliott with the 3. Amazing how things can work out. Slower ball, full toss perhaps.
Yes, 3 in the final over. And then
he conceded 1 run and 1 bye in that last over.
So there's the batting card for New Zealand A, headlined by Bevan Jacobs with 49 and Kateen Clark with 34. Mitch Hay, we've got to mention him as well, that 25 when New Zealand was struggling at that moment in time when he came to the crease. And from a bowling point of view, Sam Elliott, we haven't quite updated there, but he finished with 4 wickets, and there was 2 wickets to Todd Murphy. And 1 wicket to Todd Murphy, but very economical, and 2 wickets to Will Sutherland. So the class certainly shining for Victoria as we have a look, Dominic, at some of the highlights of the New Zealand A batting innings.
Yeah, Robinson early, finding the boundary. Clark as well, sometimes in unorthodox style. Looked uncomfortable early, but ended up being their mainstay. Robinson, he was the one I thought would go on with it. But then he was taken beautifully by Rogers. What a catch that was. Great
catch and great camera work from our crew. In the right place at the right time. That was Jacobs where he held the pose thinking he'd hit
admiring
6. And then Elliott caught it and then ran out of room. Watch this here. Oh, can I throw it to my teammate? No, I can't. But at least I can get it back into play.
He needed one more step there.
He did. You can see there, we were talking before about Hay. He sort of helped consolidate things. And then when he went out, sort of rolling up the bat face through to Harper, it kind of lost all momentum the innings, and Jacobs couldn't get the strike, and Foxcroft, not really known as a big hitter, he was just trying to do as much as he could to get them to that 150 mark as a minimum, and that's what they've ultimately ended up with, exactly 150. So there you go, that's the equation. Victoria need 151 runs to win. We are going to take a break here from the DXC Arena in Darwin and be back shortly for the run chase. We'll see you soon.
Oi, oi! Have you heard what everyone's been saying? The NT is the place to visit in 2026.
Students score big in Australia's Northern Territory. Discover the perfect pitch for your next chapter and open a new innings for your career. Join a vibrant community with world-class opportunities and enjoy our laid-back lifestyle while pursuing your dream field. Break free of the boundaries and hit your future for 6. Study in Australia's Northern Territory.
Cricket taught us to chase boundaries. Out here, you'll find new ones. From hot springs to hotter curries, the Northern Territory surprises at every turn. Adventure, culture, food, it's all here and it's all real. Not your usual holiday, not your usual Australia. New boundaries, new territory. Australia's Northern Territory.
Oi, oi! Have you heard what everyone's been saying? The NT is the place to visit in 2026.
Students score big in Australia's Northern Territory. Discover the perfect pitch for your next chapter and open a new innings for your career. Join a vibrant community with world-class opportunities and enjoy our laid-back lifestyle while pursuing your dream field. Break free of the boundaries and hit your future for 6. Study in Australia's Northern Territory.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
And welcome back to DXC Arena in Darwin for the Victorian run chase. After New Zealand A made 150 from their 20 overs, so that means obviously Victoria needs 151 to win. You're with Adam White, and we've also got Dominic McCormack with us. And Dominic, it's we've seen some really interesting cricket through the first 20 overs, and it just sets up a really nice chase.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And you talk about momentum swings. We certainly saw that during the batting innings of New Zealand. Ups and downs. Todd Murphy and his bowling, one of the key points, I think, to actually calm things down on behalf of Victoria. Let's see now what New Zealand can do.
Absolutely. The first ball, and it's Sam Harper on strike, and it's a no ball first up. And it's fair to say that Sam Harper didn't know too much about that one. He sort of looked up going, oh,
hang on.
Wasn't expecting that. But he's now the beneficiary of getting a free hit. So Lister not quite getting it right on his first ball.
No. Not too happy with that first delivery, no doubt.
You don't really want to give Sam Harper free hits either, with the field up. He's hitting down the ground and getting it through. It's going to race across the turf, and it will reach the fence. So a handy start for Sam Harper, helped by obviously getting that free hit.
Yes, 5 runs off the first ball, effectively.
Yeah, that's
first
right.
Legitimate delivery.
So
Thought there was an opportunity for a catch just
I did
for
too.
a moment
I did
there.
too.
Angles can be deceiving.
Harper back in defensive mode and just pinching a single. He had to be quick, and he got there comfortably in the end. So Harper to 5, and the score is no wicket for 6. Tom Rogers is opening the batting with Sam Harper. So they're almost going into sort of the best possible team that they could field for this one, and playing them in the normal order. This could easily be the opening combination for the Melbourne Stars.
Mm-hmm.
These two.
Yeah, the intent there from Sam Harper was evident right from the moment he hit that ball. He was looking for the single straight away. So the mind game is putting the pressure on the field straight away.
Tom Rogers waits as Lister approaches. Rogers in defensive mode, first up.
Had a superb match in the field thus far, Tom Rogers. The ball seemed to follow him everywhere, and he did not let his team down at all. Fielding was excellent, catching was exemplary. Great to see a professional like that in action. Just the difference that you can make. You don't have ball in hand as a bowler, you're not batting yet, you're there in the field, and just the impact that it can have.
Left armour. Lister bowls to Rogers, advances and hits this one out towards us. It's been hit flat and 3 bounces over the rope. That was a clean strike from Rogers, and it was going to the fence the moment it left the bat.
Just showing his class there, Tom Rogers, showing that he can not only do it in the field, but he can do it with the bat also. Just stepped into that one beautifully. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. And punished it away.
Kept his head down over the ball and struck it beautifully. Now it's a pull shot, and that one's cleared the rope. That's gone into the nets.
What a good shot. Again, just steady over the ball.
It's a big year, I reckon, for Tom Rogers. He was sort of promising some big things early last summer, and then he broke his finger, and it all kind of, not so much unraveled, but then opportunities went to others once he came back, and he never really was able to hit full speed for Victoria. He had some moments for the Melbourne Stars, but yeah, I reckon it's a big season coming up for Rogers. He's 10 off 3. Oh, that's even better. Along the ground, through extra cover, and that smashes into the pickets. That is absolutely from the top shelf from Tom Rogers. And he is up to 14 from just 4 balls, and the first over goes for 20.
Well, what a classy start, Adam, to use a word. Class from Tom Rogers, and he put in the effort in the field, supported his bowlers magnificently, and after 4 balls, as you said, 14 runs on the board for him. He's getting some rewards now with the bat. Well, what a start from a team perspective. None for 20 off the first, and it started with a no ball from Lister, which was not ideal. Sam Harper then put that away to the boundary. This is a magnificent start for them in a chase of 150, which you in particular, Adam, were talking earlier about. You didn't really think it would be enough, and it's already looking that way.
Gibson bowling the second over to Harper, who's in defensive mode. Big, tall, strong looking individual, Gibson. Big shoulders. So the men out are at square leg and third man for Harper. And then he plays at 2 third man. I'll go to him on the second bounce. So just a couple of runs. That's right, just a single to Harper. It's Christian Clark doing the fielding down there at third man. So Harper to 6, and that puts the hot hand of Rogers back on strike. 14 of just 4 balls. Now in this, from this end where Rogers is batting, he's hitting into the wind if he was to go down the ground.
And we saw in the New Zealand batting innings, that was not so easy to hit into the breeze. It was really holding up.
Plays off his hip. Gets it into a pocket of space. So square leg is out, but he has to come around to backward square leg to retrieve the ball so they can come back for 2.
A nice gentle 2. Just let the ball do the work, because it is difficult hitting into the breeze.
As much as I love my cricket, Dominic, it's very hard commentating cricket on a day like this next to a golf course. I wouldn't mind being on that golf course.
You might get your chance, Adam.
Gibson bowls. Rogers again steering it into the onside. This time only a single. It's hard to concentrate at the moment. I'm not seeing too many golfers on the course either, so from what I can see, it looks a very nice golf course too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for it.
Are you a golfer?
No, I'm not at all, actually. But
not a golfer.
I'll join the T20 with the golf. And I remember the first game that I ever participated in here was a night game, a Friday night. The NT Strike were playing, and Jake Weatherald and Darcy Short were opening the batting. And Darcy Short put the ball over onto that golf course, I think 4 times that night. It was absolutely sensational. So it is close by.
It is. You just see these yellow flags dotting up over the other side of the oval. Oh, that's a good ball, and it's beaten everybody. Another 4, and
he
it
get
is
something
an
on it?
edge. Yeah, absolutely. So just taking the edge. It went quickly. I don't really think that it was catchable. Let's have a look here. Oh, no, absolutely not. Even first slip would have had to dive away to his right. So, hey, he could see where it was going, but he wasn't going to be able to get it. And another 4, but that one definitely not by design.
Sam Harper somewhat fortunate there.
This time he slashes. There's no one out there. Consecutive boundaries to Sam Harper to end the over. And it couldn't be a better start for Victoria. None for 32 off just 2 overs. Well,
this is one of the best starts I think I've seen with matches to date. None for 32, going at 16 off the first 2. So well done to Sam Harper and Tom Rogers. Sam Harper, a moment of doubt perhaps as he nicked one, but straight past the keeper for 4. And then the next shot was absolutely beautiful, again finding the boundary for consecutive 4s. So Rogers back on strike now. He's 17 off 6. And Clark now being brought into the attack. So Christian Clark, Northern Brave bowling all-rounder, debuted for the Black Caps versus India in 2026, taking 7 wickets in the series.
And he gets a very good ball in there that was dug out by Rogers. So Clark right on the money straight away. As the breeze is probably as strong as it's been here at DXC Arena today. Sunny still bright sunny. Dominic was a little bit concerned that there were about 2 clouds in the sky, saying that it was a bit cloudy.
Well, I'm disappointed, you know. It's a dry season day where humidity's not allowed, and you can see they've disappeared a bit. The humidity's dropped. Magnificent.
Rogers gets down on one knee and tries to blast it through the offside unsuccessfully. So talk to us as a local up here, Dominic, for those that are watching in other parts of Australia or around the world. The dry season, how would you define the dry season? When does it start and when does it end?
Oh, dry season starts about May, ends in September, although I think with the weather changing somewhat, it seems to be getting shorter and not as cool as it used to be. So days are a bit hotter, which is disappointing from a local perspective because the wet season is a difficult time.
Rogers laps it over the top of the wicketkeeper, down towards the fence. It won't quite get there. They've got 2. And that's all they'll get. So Rogers up to 19. So when you say dry season, does that mean it just doesn't rain at all, or you still get some rain? Oh
no, it's exceptionally rare for it to rain here in Darwin during the dry season. In the northeast areas such as Nhulunbuy, it's more common for it to rain at times during that season, but that's just part of the season over there on that northeastern side. But here in Darwin, dry as dry.
Yeah. Clark again to Rogers, who works off his hip nicely into the deep for a single. So when you say that, so for example at home with your garden, how does your garden cope? Like, do you just have to water all the time, or the amount of rain you have at other times of the year means that it can cope? What's?
No, you have a decision to make. Are you going to spend money on water, or are you just going to let your yard go?
Yeah.
So it's a balance, really, to try and keep things alive, literally, until the next wet season comes. Because once the dry arrives, you can really see it in your yard and around town. The grasses go green, plants go dry, I should say, go brown really quickly.
Off his hip this time, Harper gets a single. Yeah, I went for a bit of a drive. I've never been to Darwin before, so I went for a bit of a drive yesterday, and it was just so noticeable, you know, the nature strips and just the surrounds. So dry, and then you get to the nice part of the city with the gardens, and it's all nice and green. But yeah, just how it reminds me a bit of Jamaica. Just having been there last year, just the area, just how dry it can get, and that's too short. And Rogers just says, "Thank you very much. I'll help that on its way, and I'll get another boundary for myself."
Wow.
That was just a slow short ball. I don't know what happened there. Clark just got that wrong. And what was a good over until that last ball, he kind of let himself down there. Don't bowl there to Tom Rogers. You can see that crash into the fence.
Made no mistake with that at all, did he? Put it away to the boundary as he should.
And further to what you're saying about the dry season, this is such a wonderful tournament, and I can't speak more highly of my early experiences up here, but having watched it on TV over the last couple of years as well, there must be a way that there can even be more cricket up here at this time of year.
Yeah, it's a special time, no doubt, and I'm hoping that this tournament will continue to grow and more people will continue to come.
Harper cutting, can't beat points. So this is the last over of the power play. Already Victoria up to 40. So the run rate required sitting now at 6.59 with their current rate at 12.6.
Just to give you a bit of an indication of this morning, our humidity was about 60%, a little bit of dew around. It's probably now sitting at about 40. In the wet season, a day like today, sun out like this, it'll be 80% humidity now, and it's very difficult. Yep. That's why we love this time of year.
Yeah. Off his hip, Harper, and into the deep for a single. Yes, I know coming up to Brisbane for the test matches, and we would walk from our hotel to the Gabba, and you almost have to change your shirt. In fact, you have to stand in front of the air conditioner for about half an hour once you get to the ground just to dry out, and that's in Brisbane, so it's even more humid up here.
It's still, like, the wet season's still a beautiful time, though. You get storms, everything's green, and everything's this vibrant, incredible, tropical green. Yep. So it's got its own magic too.
Yep. Another short ball for Rogers to punish.
Wow.
He's up to 28 from just 12 balls, and this is pure hitting, and it's proper cricket shots.
He's looked untroubled, hasn't he? Very balanced then, swivelled. Great connection. You could see the fielders there for New Zealand. You see their heads being thrown back straight away, knowing that was going to crash into the white picket fence here. Just letting this go very quickly here, New Zealand.
Rogers goes leg side of the ball. This is where he's got to be a bit careful here, Rogers. He doesn't need to make anything up. He doesn't need to make it more difficult than it needs to be. He just needs to play proper cricket shots, and this will be over in 15 overs.
It's wonderful to have New Zealand here. Pakistan not here this time for the first time. A few series, but wonderful to get such variety.
Rogers tries to clip, comes off the pad, and they'll get a leg by.
To have a team here from the United States in the Kingsman.
Oh, yeah.
To have New Zealand here, to have Nepal, Bangladesh. It just shows that internationally there is focus on Darwin, there's focus on cricket. That then brings confidence, it brings investment, and through that then will come even more growth, I think. People from the southern climes here in Australia are taking a lot of notice, and they're coming.
Yep.
And that augurs really well, I think, for cricket generally here in the Northern Territory, which is wonderful.
Harper up on his toes, defending away on the offside, and that is the end of the power play. 46 runs coming from it. So just a tick under 12 runs and over. Victoria Academy need 105 from just 16 overs with 10 wickets in hand, so they are perfectly placed.
You see the test match last week, Adam. Of course, Australia lost, but 18,000 people, and that was more than was expected.
Okay.
And they were just wonderful days at the cricket. Wonderful for the Bangladeshi community here in Darwin too, who were very excited. But to have test match cricket, I heard Pat Cummins later on saying that, not only did he love the facilities and the pitch was tremendous. Of course, he didn't like the result, but he was able to get down to Berry Springs with his own family and go for a swim and do things like this, things that at the same time you're not doing in other areas in Australia. So, the place is becoming more known for those positive things.
Absolutely. Abbas now into the attack for New Zealand A. He's bowling to the hot Rogers. He's hit on the pad. Sort of a half-hearted appeal as the ball splashes out on the offside, and Tom Rogers saying to Sam Harper, that one really took off. But this is the challenging time for Rogers, where he's got such a great start. He was nice and still, playing proper cricket shots. He's just got to. This is where he's got to be a bit careful. He's got to, I guess, get reward for the fast start where he doesn't need to do anything silly. Not lose his shape.
Sending Sam Harper back then too. Don't take the risk.
Roger's asking the umpire, why wasn't that called a wide? And I think the umpire believes that it must have deflected off the leg on the way through. It's the only reason why it wasn't called a wide. Bass again to Rogers. Hits the ball through the field, out into the deep for a single.
Looked a little unsettled there for a moment, Adam, probably for the first time in his innings so far. Questioning the umpire's call, and best place to be then is down the other end.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Let Sam Harper have a bit of the strike. None for 47, only halfway through the 5th over. What a start. Harper, it feels like he hasn't seen much of it, really, only the 11 balls so far.
Yep.
New Zealand taking a little bit of time here just to try and get their field right.
They desperately need a wicket, New Zealand, A Bass to Harper. Oh, that's a very short ball. That'll be bowled again. Harper's not very tall, but even the tallest of batsmen would have struggled to get a bat on that one.
Trying to exert some pressure, but just not quite finding the balance just at the moment, New Zealand.
Bass again. Harper giving himself some room and cutting out to the sweeper point. And Harper thought about a second. Rogers was happy to come, but Harper said, "No, don't think so." We had Rogers some new gloves, and now Sam Harper some new gloves, and now Sam Harper wants some new gloves. It just shows how hot it is out there in the middle at the moment at DXC Arena.
Yes, given the quality of the throwback, they probably could have gone for the second.
Yes.
No need to take unnecessary risks sitting at none for 49. Abbas with 2 more deliveries to come.
Oh, that's a good shot. Again, staying still and blading it backward of point. It won't quite go to the rope. They've got 2, and Harper happy to come back for a 3rd on the throw. Just shows how big the ground is in certain pockets that you can comfortably almost stroll through for a 3rd on the arm.
And it was well fielded too.
It was. That brings up the 50 partnership between these two off just 30 balls.
Incredible. Yeah, no lack of effort there from the New Zealand fielders. Good combination, flicking the ball back and getting it back into the wicket-keeper quickly. But as you say, Adam, still 3 runs, and Sam Harper was extremely keen to come back and make it a 3.
Again, Harper trying to stay leg side of the ball. We're talking about Rogers. In the series last year, he really finished strongly. So it was a slow start, but then he went 65, 128 and 36 in his last 3 games. So he was representing the Melbourne Stars last, I was going to say last summer, but last series.
Last winter.
Last winter. I know, it's hard to say that.
It is. Say that. It's been interesting to see just the change in the way that Victoria have come to this series. Instead of being the Melbourne Stars and the Renegades, they've come as a Victorian Academy squad.
Well, they kind of have to now, because Cricket Victoria has no affiliation with the Melbourne Renegades. So it's kind of like, I mean, they could be the Stars, I guess, but what Victoria are using this as is essentially a pre-season block. So there's actually quite a few players that are up here doing a lot of training that aren't actually in the squad. So I think it's about 18 have come up with Cricket Victoria. I think that's right, Ben, isn't it? 18 players? You'd think the coach would know. Yeah, 19. So 15 in the squad plus 4 extra. So it really is like a a pre-season for them. So there are players doing a lot of physical work, sort of almost heat training.
Heat training.
And so it's much easier to be representing Victoria because you've got Sutherland playing, who's obviously the captain of the Renegades. And then these two here, Harper and Rogers, play for the Stars, so it's a bit of a mix. Even Todd Murphy plays for the Sixers. So it just makes sense, I think, to play as Victoria.
As a group.
So first time we're seeing spin with Ashok into the attack. Victoria no wicket for 53.
Here's the Auckland Aces wrist spinner. Sharp googlies and deception. He's a capped player for the Black Caps. Can he make a breakthrough here?
It's good bowling. Bit of Anil Kumble about in the way that Ashok comes in.
It's a name I haven't heard for a while, Adam.
So the way he comes in and the flight, it's top spinnerish, a bit quicker through the air.
Wonderful spinner for India.
Absolutely.
Many years ago. Oh, that wind.
Yeah.
Well and truly picking up here.
Which doesn't make it easy for a spinner. At least he's having the batters hit down the ground into the wind. Which makes it a bit easier for a spinner. But often a spinner, particularly in red ball cricket, would like to bowl into the wind so the ball drops a little bit more at the batsman. But as a batsman, it's really hard to keep your composure and not try and smack it down the ground when you know you've got a strong wind behind you. You feel like you can hit it so much further. Rogers back on strike. He's on 33. And he tries to tickle this around the corner. He can't do so successfully. And a dot ball. Rogers remains on 33. Harper 18. No wicket for 54. You can see there the required rate sitting at 6.76.
Ashok having the desired effect here. Doing exactly what his team needs him to do. Just restricting for a moment. Hasn't taken a wicket like Todd Murphy did, but that could be coming.
Oh, he goes with a reverse. Doesn't get it away. And again, it's just changed here for Rogers after such a breathtaking start. He's kind of fighting himself. He's losing his shape, trying all these inventive shots.
Wicketkeeper pounced on that one quickly. Mitch Hay there for New Zealand, trying to maintain this pressure.
Good bowling. Really good bowling from Ashok. So just 2 runs coming from it. He's kept these 2 openers quiet when no other bowler has been able to do so. And there you can see already New Zealand trying 5 bowlers, but all of them struggling, particularly at the start. It was tough for Lister with his first over going for 20. So if you take that out, it's 5 overs for 34. So they haven't been too bad outside that first over. But the problem is it's hard. When that's the first over, the damage is often, it's hard to bring it back. Because they've got all the momentum. And the heads go down. And
yeah, Lister had a start similar to Sam Elliott for Victoria when he came in and bowled his first over. And then the team sort of continued to recover from there. So not out of the question here for New Zealand by a long shot.
Okay, so we're going to have spin at both ends now, and the experienced Foxcroft. And we're bowling to Harper on 18. No wicket for 54. Foxcroft bowls some sort of part-time offies. Oh, they thought about coming back for 2, and they decide against it.
Yeah, wise decision. Good throw coming in. Mr. BJ Jacobs out there. The good arm.
So here, this is where it's challenging for Foxcroft because talking before about the wind. Hit that very firmly, but back to the bowler. Still trying to look at the wind. It's still confusing me a little bit. I think you're right, Dominic. It's almost going across now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's sort of coming at Foxcroft's right shoulder here.
Yep. Oh, good ball. It's a wide, I get that, but That almost had Rogers coming out of his crease. That was definitely the tempter there from Foxcroft.
So spin making a difference here. Good decision to go with spin from both ends.
Then he got to that on the full. Turns it around the corner with a sweep, just a single.
So Rogers and Harper somewhat becalmed here.
Yep.
By the spinners. Still ticking along okay, but an opportunity here for New Zealand.
Harper using his feet, squeezing it out. And again, they were tempted for two. Jacobs coming in strongly, meaning that it is just one.
It's good, isn't it? Hard off the boundary, straight in at the ball. Got it in quickly. Just building pressure ever so slightly, supporting the bowling unit.
Rogers through the offside. Again, there is protection. And again, it'll only be a single. Rogers thought he might have been able to get at least two for that shot. Not to be. They're in cruise control here. There's no doubt that New Zealand have been able to bring it back, but after such a fast start, they know Victoria, they don't have to do anything silly at all. Harper, this time also playing through the covers. And again, they were tempted for two, and again, they don't come. And again, it was the right decision. Good work there from Clark coming in from the deep. So that is the end of another over. You can see there, pretty solid there from Foxcroft, just the 6 runs coming from it, 5 singles and a wide. 91 off 13 overs with 10 wickets in hand for Victoria.
Yeah, well played Harper and Rogers there. I love the intent about it, looking for the twos every time. But the fielding unit have been up to it, just restricting. Ashok to be brought back in here, so back to back overs of spin here, which given the circumstances and the way both spinners have bowled, I think is a good decision from the New Zealand captain in Max Chu.
Yes, Ashok's first over was excellent. It's bowling here to Harper, who clips nicely. Down into the deep, again, only a single. That's okay, Victoria don't need to do anything more than this. You can see the run rate required, sitting at 7, so that's very comfortable with 10 wickets in hand. Rogers on 35. Goes the sweep, hits it nicely, but again there's the protection. There's 2 out there for that shot. 1 in front of square, 1 behind. They just get 1 more to the score.
Happy with the singles at the moment and just rotating that strike, which again is very, very appropriate given the circumstances. Harper just motoring along nicely at 22 off 19. Of course, we know that he can accelerate and really lift up through the gears.
This time he took a bit of speed off it, which means he can come back for 2. So that's good batting, learning batting, realising that if you just played it conventionally, and hitting it as hard as they can, they'll only get 1. But if you just take a bit off it, they can get back for 2 with the field set so deep.
Intelligent batting, good stuff. 24 off 20 now, Harper. Just doing what he needs to do. Such an experienced player.
Nudging again, thinking about 2, not this time. Harper was keen.
Very sensible not to have gone. Fielders have been up to the pressure too. Often in those circumstances, you see them come in quickly for the ball and then miss it and give away the second, but the New Zealand outfielders have been right up to it thus far.
Oh, well bowled. Oh no, it's not well bowled. I thought it was. Very close. Ashok not too impressed with that one. That it would be called a wide.
Maybe he's giving one back to Rogers for the one that was missed before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Umpires don't do that, do they?
Oh, good catch. Excellent catch. Rogers, he's not happy with that. He's just shelled it straight to cover. Nice catch low down. And he is on his way out for 36. And it's 1 for 66. The first Victorian wicket to fall. Great camera work and a great catch. Just catching it
He can't believe
above
it, can he?
the grass blades. Clark, good catch. And it's a bit frustrating because he was batting so well and he just kind of lost his way a little bit there for whatever reason.
I'm watching him as he walks off the ground here, and the body language, the head down, holding the bat upside. He's so disappointed in himself that he's let that go. Yep.
Yes, he's not happy at all. There's Tom Rogers.
The spinners have made the difference, Adam. They really have come on and just taken away the momentum from Rogers and Harper. And Rogers, I think, allowed that to agitate him to some extent. You could see that he lost his balance. He was losing his shape in the way that he was batting. And that shot there firmly struck, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah. You look at his first 12 balls compared to his next 20 balls. He was a totally different cricketer.
Yep. The mental aspect of cricket.
It's almost like it happened too well at the start. Okay, Campbell Kellaway, the new batsman to the crease. Victoria 1 for 66. 1 ball left in this over from Ashok. And Kellaway's cutting, keeping along the ground, out into the deep. He's got 1. He's going to come back for 2. And he gets there, so that will certainly get him going. Sitting watching for the last half hour or so, and straight out of the blocks with a double out into the deep. So Kellaway 2 off 1, Harper 25. There's the equation, 83 off 12 overs with 9 wickets in hand.
Gee, Campbell Kellaway's come in ready, hasn't he? I mean, to take those 2 straight away, he attacked the second run, looked quick between the wickets. Great to see players like that come out when they know their own game, know what they can do, and looking to put pressure on the field immediately.
Yeah, so while Rogers departs, it's still a very, very handy player coming out to bat. Probably more known for his red ball batting than his white ball batting. Got a fair few chances last year for the Melbourne Stars in the top 3. But most of the talk around Campbell Kellaway is the fact that, will he be going to South Africa in the upcoming Test series? I reckon he'll go. I reckon there's a big chance he'll go as a squad member. Harper here chomps down on 1 and into the offside, and it's a dot ball. I don't know, line ball. I mean, there's a tour to India for Australia A. He'll definitely be on that if he's not in the Test squad. And in fact, there's a chance that he might actually play in that Australia A series, the red ball games, and then join up with the Test team. I'm not sure exactly what the selectors will do, but he's certainly in those sorts of conversations. Shows the quality of him. Harper forcing up to mid-off. He's running and he'll get there. He got there because Foxcroft missed. If he actually hit the stumps, it might have been line ball based on the reaction of the New Zealanders there.
Foxcroft was quick onto it too.
He was.
Shy at the stumps and didn't miss by too much either. But Sam Harper was going with the shot then, was on his bike looking for the single. Kellaway with an opportunity now for his second ball. New Zealand would dearly love to send him back to the sheds as quickly as possible. The 1-2 punch, you get 1 wicket down, can you get a second quickly?
Through the covers goes Kellaway for a single.
always find these middle overs interesting as to how both sides approach them.
Yep.
Tends to be a calmer period, I find, both from a bowling and batting perspective. Opportunity for the bowlers to put on pressure, but batsmen not taking too many risks.
Hit firmly, but only a single out into the deep. Yeah, it's a bit of a game of cat and mouse, sort of a stalemate where the bowling team go into that defensive mode where they just want to, you know, be happy to give up ones and twos but nothing more, and the batters don't want to take an unnecessary risk. And it's kind of who blinks first a lot of the time in these sort of situations. I mean, Victoria don't need to do anything more than what they're doing because the required rate is absolutely under control at 7.05 runs and over. It's a bit high. New Zealand, they really know they need a wicket or two to get themselves back into the game, but if they bring the field up and Victoria hit through the field, then the game gets out of control. So it's one of those things where they're kind of hoping, a little bit like the Rogers dismissal, that they'll just make an error and bring them back into the game because they've almost been bored out. It's been good here from Clark.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? On
really
the money.
Good over. 3 runs coming from it. So that helps build a little bit of scoreboard pressure. Already you can see there the required rate up to 7.27. So 80 from 11 overs required for Victoria, with plenty of wickets in hand, and with Adam White and Dominic McCormack on a beautiful Wednesday here in Darwin. Dominic was a little bit worried about the clouds. I can only see about 5 in the sky at the moment, but that's seen as cloudy up here.
Wow, just searching for perfection, Adam. That's all. Searching for perfection, looking to hold on to the, you know, minor remnants of the dry season as we do start heading towards the build-up in sort of September, October, when the humidity does start to lift and things do start to get a little bit more uncomfortable. Just enjoying the last few weeks here of what has been a very nice dry season indeed.
It's like the calm before the storm. You know it's coming.
Oh, you know it's coming.
Cash in while you can.
But it is a great time of year. The rain coming down. Tropical rain is magnificent. The lightning and thunder shows are terrific.
Harper going with the inventive, getting a single, so it's high risk to only get one. Oh, he's coming in for 2. That's good running. Very aggressive running. I didn't think they'd get back for 2 there, but they certainly did.
Yeah, great effort by Ashok in the field to cut that off and get it back quickly. Still couldn't stop them from running the 2. So Lister, he'll be looking to have a bit better over than his first one, which conceded 20. He's conceded 2 from the first delivery here.
Lister can have more fielders out now, Dominic, than he did earlier.
Wow, that's right.
Oh, he was going big there, Harper, into the onside, and I think a combination of being deceived and also maybe changing his mind.
It looked like a slow ball there from Lister.
Harper's head went back.
Didn't know too much about it.
One for 73. Harper, he tries again. He's favouring that onside against Lister. He gets 2 this time, but again, the head went back on contact, so he was kind of a little bit lucky to get away with that one. You kind of feel like he's about to click modes.
Yes. Harper is 31 off 27. He's certainly one of those players who can flick the switch and go. Well known for his sweep shots, his scoops.
Interesting here, mid-off is going back, which means fine leg is coming up. Wouldn't surprise me here if Harper then tries to hit it to where we are, over, backward square. Not if you bowl it there, that's wide of the off stump. It's just bladed out to point. So that was a classic case of the bowler bowling to his field. So good control there from Lister. Callaway back on strike on 3 from just 4 balls. Rogers the recently dismissed batsman.
Such an elegant looking batsman is Campbell Callaway. The way that he sets up and then strikes the ball. It'll be really interesting to see over the next probably 2 to 3 years as to where his career takes him, given some of the movement in the Australian team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he's been around for a little while now. He's established himself as a top order player for Victoria. He's been on the radar now for quite a few years. He's made a name for himself, not so much for Victoria initially, but when he played for a Cricket Australia 11 where he made 100 against South Africa and had all the big guns playing. Tugged away on the onside. It wasn't fully controlled, just a single. We've reached the halfway mark of the Victorian batting innings. That's what they need. 74 from 10 overs. I think Sam Harper's been hanging out for a drink for quite a while. Yeah, it's interesting, as you say, with Callaway. He's got a reputation of making tough runs. So when the conditions are really tough in Victoria, playing really difficult batting conditions, whether it be at the MCG, but even in recent times at the Junction Oval, the complexion of the pitch has changed there completely. So often they're playing in low-scoring games, and he might get a 40 or a 60 or even a 30, which would be worth many more runs than that if he was playing at the Gabba or playing at the Adelaide Oval. So I think that's something that the Australian selectors now are kind of changing the way that they look at who's scoring runs. It's not necessarily based on averages or just aggregate runs. Sometimes they might even look at the percentage of runs a player is scoring, the percentage of his runs that he scored in the match, to try and determine who are the standout players. So if Callaway does get 42, but that's quite a high percentage of the runs scored from the match, then that's looked at favourably. This time Callaway straight down the ground, and it's cleared the rope. Just missing the sight screen. That's how straight he hit it. And even that one didn't sound like it was quite off the middle of the bat, but it still got the distance.
What a shot. What a shot. Just opened the shoulders up. I thought for a brief moment that there may have been a catch, but the ball just kept going. So he struck that beautifully. And again, this competition, wonderful to see players of the class of Campbell Callaway coming to Darwin and playing cricket here. Youngsters have got the opportunity to come down and have a look and watch these players.
The back foot just nudging it around the corner for a single.
And we see school groups coming in. We see people coming to the ground and watching. I know I allowed our 2 children to take 2 days off school to go and watch day 1 and day 2 of the Test match. Because these things, certainly for the last 20 years, do not happen in Darwin very often. We're certainly hopeful that they do happen in Darwin far more often into the future.
Harper gets a full toss. Playing down the ground, again very straight. This one won't go for 4, but they can come back for 2. Even though there are 2 men in the deep.
Interesting when thinking of that Test match, 50% of tickets sold were interstate and international.
Yes, I heard that, which is great for the local economy.
Yeah, all of those things mixed together.
Harper stays leg side of the ball. Again, he chops it down and almost thought about catching it, which would have been a very silly to do. It would have been a friendly thing to do, thinking he was helping the wicketkeeper, but it probably would have seen him being marched off the ground. Harper again chopping down one. This is good, crafty bowling from Foxcroft. Changing the pace, keeping it slow, keeping it outside off stump. Dare I say, like a wily old fox. Harper able to come back for 2, this time into the deep on the offside. So, end of the over. A good last 5 balls. The first one went for 6. That's where the damage was done. You can see the batting card there for Victoria. Harper now up to the score that Rogers got, which is 36. Callaway up to 11. 1 for 88 after 11, so that's easy to work out. 8 runs and over they're going, and they need 7 runs and over. That's very easy to work out.
New Zealand's done a good job here in bringing that required run rate up. Still not quite on par, but it's the wickets column where the danger signs are. Victoria will be very confident in what they can do, particularly as another 2 to 3 overs go past, and that can happen very quickly. If they're still in that position, they've got this game well in hand for taking some risks.
Ashok again, a 3rd over to Callaway. Pushes out backward of point. He said 2 off the bat, and he'll come back for 2. So that's good batting. A few of the Victorians in the pavilion clapping that one.
Great to hear that immediate communication between the batters. Know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, bowled. He's been good, Ashok.
Hasn't he? 1 for 12 into his 3rd over. Bowling with a lot of control. Playing the Todd Murphy role here for New Zealand. Keeping the scoring down, taking his wicket. Can he take another here? If he was able to get the dangerous Callaway.
Callaway going with the reverse, can't get it through. Good work around the corner on that occasion by Abbas.
Little fumble initially there from Abbas, but didn't cost him. He was just onto the ball so quickly.
Well done. Great job. 3 consecutive dot balls here from Ashok.
It's just a delight to watch, isn't he? He's just been so good. The spinners again have made such a difference.
Yeah, you're right. He is playing the Murphy kind of role. Different bowler, obviously, bowling leggies to offies, but very similar figures and having a similar impact. Callaway again trying to go the reverse and again can't get past Abbas. So he's just fighting himself a little bit here, Callaway. He doesn't need to do anything silly.
No, not enjoying being clamped upon here.
That's exactly what it is at the moment. Lifting into the onside and straight down square leg, and we saw that unfolding. You just saw that happening. And Callaway is out, caught in the deep. He just couldn't help himself, and that's excellent disciplined bowling from Ashok, rewarded with the wicket, the key wicket of Campbell Callaway.
Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Calm, patience from the spin bowler. And he's drawn the error from frustration. And Callaway walks from the ground in similar fashion to Tom Rogers. He's belting away at his pads there with his bat and taking the helmet off and really not happy with himself. 2 runs initially off the first ball of that over. And then dot after dot after dot. Last ball, the wicket. It's beautifully set up by Ashok.
He was a ticking time bomb, Campbell Callaway, and it only took 4 balls. The first ball of the over, lovely little deflection into the gap for 2. But as each dot ball took place, you could just see the pressure building on him. 2 reverse sweeps that didn't result in anything, and then, oh well, blow this, I'm just going to go big on the onside.
So Adam,
straight down the fielder's throat.
Why does it happen? An experienced player, very good batsman, you're in a commanding position. Why do that?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask them probably, and maybe the coaches. But that's both players have gone out the same way. Both Rogers and Callaway, just unnecessary. Maybe the heat has something to do with it as well, but yeah, you're not making the right decisions under heat stress. I'm not sure, but both players look really comfortable until they're walking off. But both of them went through that phase where they weren't getting easy runs, and they weren't happy with just getting the 1s and 2s, which is all that they need to do.
It's difficult with, or interesting to see with Callaway, as you were talking about before, a player who works through challenging situations, and then not so on that occasion.
Harper happy to take the 1. And you know, the good thing, Dominic, is that this is why these tournaments, there's so many reasons why this tournament is good, but a lot of these players haven't played a lot of T20 cricket. So, you know, they're learning to score under the stress of scoreboard pressure and run rate required. You know, this is a great little scenario for them. Whether your run rate's 7.5, you should do it easily, but how do you do it? Do you try and smash your way to victory and do it in 15 overs, or do you methodically go about it and be happy with a run rate required of 8s and 9s? Or is that, you know, is that too much stress? All those sorts of things are good experiences for guys. Oh, problems here. Oh, McDonald getting off the mark, ambitiously taking on the single. And yeah, the batters almost collided mid-pitch. There's almost 2 fielders collided with each other. And in the end, McDonald gets through for a single. So watch this here. It's almost like he hit it too hard. You can see there, oh, Harper, watch out. And the throw was never, ever on line. So McDonald is away. Harper back on strike on 37. Harper lifts into the onside. He's now caught. 3 of them. 3 of them holding out when in control. And now Victoria have 2 fresh batsmen at the crease. And it doesn't look nearly as easy now for them. 3 for 92. Harper gone for 37. 1 more than what Rogers got. And you can see the New Zealanders, they know they're back in this game.
Good catch too from BJ Jacobs out there. Did really well. I thought it was going to drop short, and then it actually arrived to him easily on the full. But yes, you called it, Adam. All 3 batters at a time when Victoria are in control and there was no need to take any unnecessary risks, have fallen. Each one of them caught. Each one of them hitting the ball directly to a fielder. Yeah, very interesting. Just what pressure can do. So great learning experiences for all of them. I'm somewhat surprised with Harper going in that way. But gone he is. So the captain out into the middle now, Sutherland.
Yes, so interesting times now.
Just going back to that Callaway one for a moment, it's almost like as though it's a personal affront. I've only been able to get 2 runs off this over, and I need to impose myself a little bit more instead of going, all right, this has been a terrific over from the spinner. I'll see if I can get a single, or just leave it as a dot ball and we'll live to fight another day.
Yep.
Who knows?
So the skipper, who has been batting well in this tournament, batting a bit higher than he would otherwise. Gibson on his way. Short ball, top edge past the keeper and down towards the fence. It gets there. So a little anxious moment there for Will Sutherland. That would have been very interesting had that gone through to the wicket-keeper.
Maybe it's the angles, but I thought that was very close to the wicket-keeper.
All the momentum at the moment with New Zealand, and I didn't think I'd be saying that 10 minutes ago.
And that run rate required and current run rate almost on par. The fall of wickets, that's what it does.
Victoria still have the surge up their sleeve as well. But the problem with the surge is it's when to take it. And you don't really want to take it with two batters at the crease that have faced 3 balls between them. So I think they'd keep that up their sleeve for a little longer yet.
Yes, that was the beauty of the developing partnership between Callaway and Sam Harper in particular. Not to be. Both of them are back in the sheds.
Last ball of the over. Sutherland firmly through the covers. Nice cricket shot. Excellent cricket shot. A second boundary to Sutherland in the 3 balls he's faced. That one much better than the other one.
Yes, he was lucky to still be there after the first, but that one there, a glorious shot.
So, end of the over. 13 gone here. Victoria bringing up their 100 with that 4 to Sutherland. He's 8 off 3. McDonald 1 off 1. And 2 handy boundaries there just to calm the farm a little bit.
Indeed, and it needed calming too.
So they're going to bowl Ashok through here, which I think is good captaincy. It's kind of like, well, if we're going to win, we just need probably another wicket here, at least another really tight over. We may as well just keep going with a good thing, particularly with 2 fresh batsmen at the crease. McDonald plays into the onside, past the square umpire for a single. Sutherland thought about 2. This will test Sutherland's composure here. And what will they do with the field? It looks like mid-on and mid-off are going to stay back, which probably stops Sutherland being tempted to go down the ground early in his innings against the spin.
Yes, they're certainly looking to cover the boundary, aren't they, New Zealand? Given that he's hit 2 4s already.
3 for 101. Goes with a little dinky sweep. Gets it fine. He'll come back for 2 and he'll get there despite the best efforts of Clark. So bright start here to Will Sutherland.
Called it early too. It was on. And worked hard to make sure he could get through. Ashok 2 for 15. Almost midway through. This is 4th over. So wonderful figures, and he's had such an impact.
Oh, nearly chopping down onto his stumps. He's always a very nervous starter, Will Sutherland. Once he settles in, he's fine, but his first 20 balls can be a little bit nervy. Strongly played, well fielded. Bit of a problem here. Oh, McDonald got in the way, totally unintentionally, of the throw coming in. And it might have been a bit fortunate. He immediately put up his hand and said, no, please, I didn't mean to. Didn't even know the ball was coming into my end.
Yep.
There was a bit of a mix-up there.
Oh, it sure was. That could have been very costly then. Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
Yes. McDonald squeezes this one again into a pocket of space where he can comfortably come back for 2. He's a good player, Blake McDonald. Scored his maiden century at first class level in the middle of last year's Sheffield Shield season at the MCG. A dream come true to score 100, and what a better way to do it, your first one, than on the MCG. 3 for 106. The reverse again into that same sort of spot, although because it was lofted, the fielder was able to get around quite easily to make sure this time it was only the 1. And McDonald up to 5. There's the equation, 44 off 6 overs. It does feel comfortable now. There was those couple of moments only 5 minutes ago where it was like, oh, hang on. And we saw New Zealand totally collapse yesterday. Bangladesh collapsed last night against the Strikers. So some pretty fresh memories of some spectacular batting collapses in the last couple of days.
Yeah, game not over here, Adam, I don't think. New Zealand they've done very well to drag themselves back into a competitive position. I'll put it at that. It's certainly not a winning position, but they're competitive right at this moment.
Now, I think, I'm just looking at the field. Have they gone for the power play or for the surge? I'm not sure. No, they haven't.
No, I don't think so.
No, they haven't.
Definitely more than 2 outside the boundary here.
Yeah, so they've only they got 5
Circle,
out.
I should say.
5 out. As Clark bowls here to Sutherland. It's McDonald, sorry. It's a bit high. Both Sutherland and McDonald are wearing the black sweatband on their arm. Got me confused from where we're sitting.
Geez, Christian Clark, he bowled that with a fair bit of heat.
He did, and he's bowled well.
He has bowled well. Into his third now. He's only conceded the 11.
McDonald into the onside. Sutherland running the first hard, but definitely only one there.
Slower ball on that occasion from Christian Clark. So the spinners have bowled well in tandem, and then Clark's come on and supported them really well in keeping the runs to a minimum thus far. The required run rate has, for the first time in an eternity, gone above the current run rate.
No timing in that shot, which means they can come back for 2. Oh, good fielding. Outstanding fielding. BJ Jacobs coming in from the deep. They only just got back for 2.
That was fast, furious cricket there, wasn't it? Between the wickets from the fielder, the supporting fielders as well, making sure they were able to back up, which was needed. So excellent work from the New Zealanders.
3 for 110. Sutherland on 13. That one almost hit the square leg umpire. Hit very firmly out into the deep for a single. Just a reminder that the next game here this afternoon is between the Hurricanes and the Strikers. So that's on DXC 2, so just next door. So 2 of the Big Bash teams in action against each other. John O'Van and Max Hatzoglu will take you through the afternoon proceedings. Struck firmly out into deep for a single by McDonald. And then we're back here tonight for Nepal and ACT. So again, we'll be expecting a pretty strong crowd with Nepal in action. There was a good crowd here 2 nights ago for Nepal. And after a win, they'll probably get more here tonight.
They're supported so well, aren't they, from the Nepalese community in Darwin, and the Bangladesh team just the same.
Last ball of the over, Clark bowls. Sutherland edging wide of the keeper. That's going to go down to the rope as well. 4 more. So he's living a little dangerously here, Will Sutherland. He's had the keeper interested on a couple of occasions.
Straight through. The one gap was there and he found it. So fortunate, perhaps. 18 off 9. Christian Clark until that moment was a good over. Still a very good ball. Could have been a catch behind. But instead it goes the way of Victoria and 4 runs.
Yeah, so it is looking more and more likely that Victoria will be able to get the job done here because, again, don't forget, still the surge to come. And the required rate is at 7s with 5 overs remaining. It is the Study NT Top End Series, live from Darwin. 2 of the heavyweights in battle today, Victoria and New Zealand A. And at this stage, it does look like it's going to be a win to the Victorians.
Which will be really important for them. We'll sit them after 4 games with 3 wins, 1 loss. and has them placed very nicely then to feature later on in this tournament by way of a finals appearance.
Yep. With Bangladesh and New Zealand losing yesterday, there was no undefeated teams coming into today. And now it might be consecutive losses to New Zealand. McDonald gets the pull shot. Playing away along the ground to mid-wicket for a single. So he moves to 8 from 8 balls.
It's often been the case in this tournament where the more experienced teams, those with, I suppose, those players that have had the national, perhaps even international experience, really start to hit their straps towards the latter stages of the tournament. And then when the finals come around, they're in gear. They know what they've got to do, and they play very well.
Well hit by Sutherland, and well fielded as well. Just stayed in. They come back for 2. And I think you make a really good point, Dominic, in the sense that the experienced teams, because you've got to play so many times in the space of 7 or 8 days, you've got to keep coming up night after night, day after day. And you can have a good run of a couple of games, but can you sustain that over the week and a half of the tournament?
Part of that, I mean, this is an obvious statement to make, but coaching, medical staff and the like, rotation of players through the tournament, making sure that everybody's getting a run.
Sutherland here definitely wants 2. He just nursed it into the onside, and he will come back for 2.
Oh.
And again, McDonald hit. It's a non-striker's end.
He's got a target on himself.
He has. And you can see Sutherland walking away. He's exhausted. He's only been out there for 10 balls, but he's doing a lot of running. 11 balls now, a lot of running. It just shows how hot it is out there. It's like a furnace.
Yes. And that's why they tend to want to field first. So it is the fielders who are copping it. It's the entire New Zealand team that's standing out there at the moment. Victorian batters comfortably in the shade, those who are not actually in the middle.
Three for 1-2-1. Breeze gets up again. Sutherland up on his toes, forcing up to long off.
It's like any tournament play, I think, Adam, it's about playing your cricket at the right end, making sure that you get in to the finals and then playing your best cricket. And we see all teams here rotating their players through and not necessarily fielding their best team for each match, but making sure that they've got a good balanced team so that they can defeat the opposition of the day and keep moving forward.
McDonald has been caught, but it's a no ball. So I don't think he would have known that that was a no ball before he hit it. I don't think he'd have the time to know. But if New Zealand were a chance, that had to be a legitimate delivery. That's going to really, really frustrate them. And it's now a free hit as well, just to add salt into the wounds. Here is the free hit. Swung away on the onside, only a single. So McDonald having a little bit of luck and then not being able to quite profit from that luck.
A life.
Free hit.
Interesting again, as the other three had been, hit directly to the fielder. Easy catch taken. Very fortunate that that was a no ball.
Very much so. You can just hear, we're right on the fence commentating these games, you can feel the energy from the fielding team, whether it be positive or negative. It's really flattened them, that one.
Yeah.
Sutherland cleverly again into the onside. The bowler fielding this one, and that surprised Sutherland. He thought it was an easy two.
It's pulled up a bit sore
He
too,
has.
Sutherland after that.
He has.
Was well called by
well.
Luke McDonald. He put the hand up and said, no, stay right where you are. Well called. But Sutherland just a little bit of a limp there.
I think he's okay. I think he's okay. He's not asking for any assistance.
He's looking a bit tired, as you called before, Adam, but there haven't been a lot of boundaries hit in the last couple of overs, but you look at that required run rate, dropped to 6.5, simply because they've run so hard and so well, the ones and twos that have been on offer.
Still no surge. I wonder whether they remember they can actually use it. I thought it would be the perfect time to...
Well, and it is, like, this is now the 17th over that we're going into, so there's not a lot of room to move.
No. You can even see the New Zealanders. We're just checking it.
You're not taking the surge yet? I'm having a look at the Victorians' box over there just to see whether there's any signal coming from the team. The answer to that's no.
Lister to Sutherland. Again up in his toes. And the thing in this situation is, Dominic, when you only need 6.5 runs and over, sometimes it's easy to have the field out because you can get your 7s and your 8s quite easily.
Through the gaps that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of like, well, sort of take it as the last possible moment when you only need 6 runs and over, and it's, you know, one hit over the infield and over and you'll be fine.
Yep.
But I reckon I would have taken it now and given myself 2 overs at the end with the field back out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it.
McDonald on 9. Cutting away. Down into the deep for 1, and that's it.
Because there's no doubt that they have been finding the gaps at will, really. And they've been running those 1s and 2s, as I mentioned before, quite easily. And that's just kept the scoreboard ticking over beautifully. So they're going at nearly 8 and over. The required run rate 6.5. So
you can see there Sutherland strike rate 25 off 14. So
stay with a good thing while you're on it.
Yeah. Don't know. I still would have taken it. Because the worst thing that can happen for Victoria is that they take it at the very end and then lose wickets, and then the field's all up and the new batters are in and they can't hit it over the top. So you kind of want to have a little bit each way. New Zealanders spending quite a bit of time setting their field before they're ready. Now Lister is on his way to Sutherland. Gets a full toss and misses it. Immediately swung his head around to the square leg umpire saying, oh, come on, that's an no ball.
Square leg umpire just motions with both hands down, saying, no, all good here. All good. So well bowled by Lister. As you said, the long chat between he and Captain Max Chu before that ball was bowled. So a good start to this 17th over here by Lister.
Yep. Pulls away Sutherland into the deep, importantly keeping it along the ground, but straight out to the fielder. Only a single.
And only the 3 conceded thus far. First 4 balls here.
They definitely haven't given up, New Zealand.
No, they haven't.
The amount of time they're spending precisely setting their field after every ball. They're taking it as deep as they can.
I think T20 is one of those formats where you don't give up until it's absolutely mathematically obvious.
McDonald, top edge, hook shot. It should fall safely. It does. So again, a little bit of luck for the Victorians. McDonald loves the pull shot, loves the hook shot, but on that occasion, he did not get the execution right, but fortunately the ball falling safely. He moves to 11, 3 for 129.
Very fortunate. Just got to hang in here, New Zealand. You never know. You just never know.
So 1 ball left in the over, and then will they take the surge after that? Surely. Sutherland gets another short ball, this time into a little bit of a gap, which means they can come back for 2. So again, good batting from Sutherland to keep the ball along the ground. 28 off 17, 3 for 131. The batters come together. They chat to the umpire.
20 from 3.
We haven't missed the surge, have we?
Maybe we did. Oh, there it is.
There we
Signals
are.
given.
Say,
Just before we both thought we were going mad, Adam,
right.
we have not missed it. So, 20 from 3. And the man on strike, McDonald, who has looked a little bit uncertain at times. Last shot wasn't the most convincing.
no. Sutherland's got a new pair of gloves. And Clark has the ball in his hands from the stadium end here at Marara, DXC Arena. All part of the Study NT Top End Series for 2026. Two of the big gun teams in operation today on a Wednesday.
And of course, watching this series live and free across Australia on 7+ for the first time ever, which is just magnificent.
Clark on his way, bowling to McDonald. Short ball, helped it straight to point. Backward point's taken the catch. That was like it was fielding practice on a Thursday night at your club side. And making it as easy as possible for the young 13-year-old that's joined the end of the queue to get involved. That was a short ball, but it was a slower ball. And McDonald was just through the shot. And you couldn't have made it any easier for backward point to take the catch. And another interesting dismissal.
Again, another one straight to a fielder. Could there be a twist in the tail here yet?
Well, the surge always brings interesting dismissals, interesting shots, and interesting moments. And that was probably all three of those.
All in one.
Victoria now 4 for 131 with that McDonald wicket to fall. The first ball of the surge, the first ball of Clark's last over. And Blackford comes to the crease. So Blackford, Liam Blackford, a young Victorian who is the reserve wicketkeeper for the Victorian team, but also a very handy bat. Comes from down in Geelong, in Melbourne, or in Victoria.
Under 19 representative.
Yep. Can hit the ball really hard.
That ball came to McDonald so slowly then that he had an hour, it looked
That's
like,
right.
to make the decision to hit it, and then made the wrong call.
Blackford's first ball is down leg side, and it's called a wide.
Can't afford to give away cheap ones like that, Adam. Only playing with 20 runs, now only playing with 19.
Four for 132. Pushing into the offside. Sutherland at the other end, desperate to get on strike with the surge. He's stuck down the wrong end at the moment. You can hear the New Zealanders. Come on, let's squeeze them. Let's take it to the last over. Nice shot from Blackford through mid-wicket, racing across the turf. As I said, he's a very firm striker of the ball, and he can come back for 3. So that just relieves a little bit of pressure on him individually, but also the team. It's almost the perfect result. Get 3 runs, get down the non-striker's end, and have your established batsman who can hit a long ball on strike in Will Sutherland, who's 28 off 17.
Yeah, he did beautifully, didn't he? Played it nicely out into that big gap there. Forced the fielders to chase hard and long. 3 runs on the board and Sutherland on strike. Perfect.
Yep. 4 for 135. Both men in the deep out on the onside as Sutherland very nearly was bowled there. That one almost under the bat. Again, big swing and lifted the head. Looked like it had gone under the bat. It nearly did.
Christian Clark doing a really good job for his team here. as he has done all innings.
That's better from Sutherland. Stayed on it and thumped it into the fence at mid-wicket. That was right in his zone.
Beautiful shot. Exactly the result that he was looking for. Just to relieve that pressure. 8 runs now from this over. And it's turning into a good one for them. And what a difference a boundary makes.
Last ball of the over. Sutherland trying to force through the covers. A bit of a misfield. So it won't go to the fence, I don't think. Oh, it will go to the fence. Gee, hit that hard because the fielder got a fair piece of that at cover. It should have really been stopped. But even though it was knocked down, it still was able to get to the rope at cover. Low full toss, flayed away into the offside. You can see there, he took a fair bit of pace off, the ball, but it was still able to get to the rope.
That's incredible that got to the rope. Just goes to show you how fast that outfield is, and we talked about that earlier today, that it looked quick already, even in the morning while there was still a little bit of moisture on the grass. Now, even with somewhat of a knockdown and a misfield, still managed to race away for 4. So all of a sudden, 8 runs away.
Looks a lot more manageable now, doesn't it? Just 8 runs from 2 overs, and still an over left of the surge.
They should come away with a win here, Victoria, but certainly some learnings from a match play
so.
perspective.
Yeah.
And
I think they'll get a lot of confidence out of the fact they're going to win this fairly easily, but they didn't play particularly well. Like, there was some good moments, but there was some bad moments as well. So I think there's still scope for improvement. Blackford again, sensible batting. Knocking it up to mid-on and getting Sutherland back on strike.
yeah, it's perfect, isn't it, from the young man? Just knowing exactly what to do in this situation. You just go out there and play your role, and all you need to do is get that 1 run. This is the ordinary time of a game. I think if you're the bowling team, you know that the end is almost inevitable and there's not a lot that you can do.
They're probably thinking about the fact they'll be in the pool in about an hour from now.
May well be.
Sutherland on 36. Launches down the ground, straight and into the fence.
Beautiful shot. Fully in control, knew exactly where he wanted to go. Such a powerful striker of the ball is Will Sutherland, and he made no mistake with that whatsoever.
They're closing in on victory. Sutherland gets a slower ball, launches it over cover, and that will be the end. Victoria, comfortable winners over New Zealand A, led by their skipper Will Sutherland, who ends 44 not out. And that pushes Victoria close to the top of the table as we reach the closing days of the preliminary phase of this Study NT Top End Series. It was billed as the heavyweight battle between 2 of the leading contenders of the tournament, and Victoria have won this game quite convincingly in the end. Victoria over New Zealand A. You can see there a 6-wicket victory, 44 not out to Sutherland. Good contributions at the top from Harper and Rogers particularly. And yeah, with 9 balls to spare and 6 wickets in hand, Dominic, it was quite convincing in the end, although there were a few moments.
Yeah, there certainly were a few moments. The New Zealand A team, I think, were valiant. I thought that Adi Ashok was just superb with his bowling. He really began to change the game. Those momentum swings started to swing back towards New Zealand to an extent. But 6-wicket victory makes it look easy in the end, but it wasn't really like that. I thought Will Sutherland, the way that he controlled the game, He's finished with a 200% strike rate, and he started like that. That's how he began, and he just maintained that through his innings.
4 wickets to Sam Elliott, 2 to Sutherland. The highlights from the Victorian bowling perspective as we see the batting, and this was the first wicket to fall of Rogers. Gee, started strongly, Rogers. He was so angry when he got out. Foxcroft, he was okay as well. Campbell-Kellaway was able to get one down the ground, but outside of that, it was more sort of 1s and 2s. And as you said, Dominic, a few of the Victorians just holing out at the wrong possible moment. Someone had a little bit of luck early, but outside of that, he hit some really terrific cricket shots towards the end.
Such a quality player, real finisher, and he just enhanced his reputation in that regard here today.
All right, so that is it here from Game 1 on Wednesday action. Match 16, a win to Victoria by 6 wickets. Stay tuned, not far away from Game 2, just across about 100 metres here to DXC 2, where we will see the Hurricanes and the Strikers both in action. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage on behalf of the entire team. We'll catch you again soon. Victoria champions today.
Fling and Ronnie.